The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep inside.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Ray Felix, Bronx Heroes. We're on Comics Live, and it's been a crazy week. So we're going to just get into it. Just jump in and just know that we are now at Civil War. So we're not wearing our hat like this. We're wearing our hat like this. Old school. All right. So, let's bring in Miguel. Let's go.
Yo, how you doing, man? Yeah, I see you trying to make that into like a beret thing. You got your Godfather hat turning into.
Actually, we used to wear it like this when I was a kid.
Right. Yeah, that was that was kind of like how everybody wore their baseball caps and everything, and then the sideways thing kind of
like
lost.
That, like that,
Yeah, that was So yeah, we
This is like the salsa guys on the block, playing dominoes.
I have to say a lot of old European dudes wear that, with those hats. Not the leather, I have to say, not the leather caps, but
yeah. This is like screaming Ruben Blades, you just want to get on that. It's like
wow.
How you been, man? It's been a week of hell.
It's only been a week. It feels like 10 years, man. Like we got the Greenland thing, Davos reality TV for rich people. They even got the reality TV star Donald Trump to go there and talk his, get all crazy and do his reality TV stuff. Yes. We got it's just chaos, and then we have Minneapolis and what's going on there. And then recently we just lost one of the great scholars, Michael Parenti.
No, man,
just passed away at 92. And I recommend anyone who wants to see his lectures, check him out. I mean, he lays it out. He's been he did his thing. It was a very important thing, and I recommend his lectures. They'll open your eyes. So
absolutely, man. It's been so stressful personally. I had to start going to meditation groups again. It's like a lot of things go in your head. We're artists, we're not soldiers, not warriors, but we have a warrior spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You, like myself, when we were younger, we studied martial arts. We weren't the comic book nerds that they talk about living in their mother's basement. No, we were like kicking ass. We wanted to be Batman. We were like working out, exercising.
I just want to be left alone.
Yeah, you left alone. Yeah, I wanted to be like Batman. I was like a martial artist. Like studying martial arts, and I want to be that dude. Like fighting crime in the alleys. And now it's like, hey, it's the perfect time to do it. But I'm 50. It's not gonna work out. More like Batman Beyond.
Returns, right? Heart attack. But that wasn't the whole premise of Batman and Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. He dies at the end, right?
Broken shoulder, shattered, old age setting in.
Right.
Must continue on.
Mm-hmm.
I've broken a skull.
I have a theory about the Dark Knight Returns, which most people, I've never heard anyone talk about this, but if you really look at it, people complain that he looked like the Hulk or something, or that he was too big.
Yeah.
But if you really think of it, look at the way that he illustrated the Joker and Batman. It was almost like a parody of the TV show, because he looked very Cesar Romero, the Joker, right?
Yeah,
and with the daintiness and and then the suits and stuff, and then and Batman, especially when he was like grabbing his heart and he was like in that thing. Like he looked like an over obese Adam West. You know, I don't think he looked muscular like the Hulk. I think he looked kind of like
No.
an obese guy, like a heavy set old guy. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
He definitely captured I guess, the weight of being older and trying to
yeah,
do physical stuff.
right,
You're not in your 20s or 30s, even 40s. Just start getting your 50s. It's like, oh God, I'm gonna feel
yeah.
that tomorrow. It'll take me a
He's
week to
walking with a
recover.
cane and everything too. A lot of people forget about that. Dude's walking with it's like, you know,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
walking stick.
Yeah. No, I think it's because it's a lot of it is from the perspective. When you're
Mhm.
younger, you sort of see everything from that perspective, but when you're older, you're like, oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And even was that Selena Kyle that was dressed up as Wonder Woman in that story? She was overweight as well. So it
Yeah,
was
they're
it
all
was
older.
more realistic. The sequel, which was terrible, everyone had trim fit bodies again, which made no sense. But
Yeah, Frank is a hardcore Zionist.
oh, that's unfortunate.
Mhm.
A lot of Americans are. Most of my family are. There's Zionist Christians, Republican, whatever, what have you. Because
Mhm.
you know, when you buy into that you're better than anyone else, that you're chosen, this
Mhm.
concept of chosen, and Christianity is obsessed with this. It's not just Judaism, we put Judaism on the forefront, like, oh, these are God's chosen people. But no, no, no. I was a Jehovah's Witness. I was raised in a very strict, eccentric cult. And I can tell you, they really believe like everyone's going to die except for us. And I'm sure that that extends beyond the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm sure that, I mean, my Republican Christian family, they don't say it, but they do sure as hell act like it. And they're a-okay with
Yeah.
subjugating people. I mean, to understand the Bible and to believe in that, it's a system. It's a
Mhm.
system where you believe in monarchy,
Mhm.
right? And
Yep.
and you're trained to stay in your lane and do unto Caesar. Let what is Caesar's, right? So it's a slave mentality.
Yeah.
So as long as you're getting saved, fuck everybody else. That's
Yeah, and it's wild because, you made me think of something that my grandmother used to say in her cheeky sort of way. She used to say, she was full like all these her like, man, that's like borderline blasphemous but hilarious.
right,
She used to say, if Jesus was God and he got crucified, the rest of us are screwed.
right. Right.
Right? And at the end of the day, the whole point of Jesus was he actually spoke up in
Right.
his context at his time. If we look at him as a real person, I mean,
Right.
that's a whole other debate I'm not going to go into, but
The
look
man
at
beyond
the person.
mythology. Yeah.
But he was anti, systemic.
Right.
And it's funny that it's been turned into something that's pro system.
Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. This is like Darth Vader becoming the hero. It's just
That's the premise of Dune.
yeah, that's it's like
That's why that book is awesome because, and I'm going to spoil it. So if anyone hasn't read it, too bad.
yeah, it's like
You're
fuck.
following Paul like he's Luke Skywalker, and then you find out, oh my God, this guy's Darth Vader.
Right, right, he's
So it
evil.
springs it on you, and you're like,
He's not the
it's
good
kind of
guy.
like the Starship Troopers thing, but a little bit more
Right.
clear cut,
Right. Right.
where you realize who the bad guys are.
Yeah.
So
And
and
I
actually goes
think
into talk.
America's going through that now. I think Americans are waking up to the fact that they're. I mean, I woke up 9/11 for me. That was my wake up call. Like, oh, we did this to ourselves. Literally, as the towers are falling down, I said,
Mhm.
I had that Watchman moment, like when the Twin Towers fell, but way back in 2001. What went through my head was the ending of Watchmen when that giant octopus
Octopus.
kills
Yeah.
everybody. And that's a metaphor because octopuses are really metaphors for evil empires, you know.
Tentacles.
Yeah, tentacles, right? If you think about political art history, the evil empire was the octopus with his arms grabbing everything.
There's a
So
reason why they used Hydra was an octopus.
right, exactly.
Hmm.
And when I saw that, I was like, oh shit. It was that and Planet of the Apes. Like
Oh, that's such a. I don't care what anyone says about that. I think that was one of the best endings in cinema history.
oh yeah, for real.
You know
And
that.
it's happening. It's coming to fruition, you know? It's
Mhm.
like we
For
fucking
me,
finally did it for ourselves.
it's like I guess you know my mom was a red. My dad growing up in Jim Crow, so it's always sort of there,
Yeah.
present. My mom would always tell me, "Oh yeah, yeah, definitely that company, son. That's CIA," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, mom," because
Right.
I was trying to normalize myself to
Right.
the system that we were living in, which is like, all that stuff, whatever. 9/11 came along. Uh, For me, when it happened, I was like, well, it was the Saudis. Logically would be we're going to have to go after the Saudis because most of these guys are Saudis. We're going to have to do
Right.
something.
Right.
And when it started to go change, like I remember being on the phone with my mother. I got my mom, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, what's going on? I was like, not quite processing it right. And she said, son, that was about money. What you saw happen,
Mhm.
that was about money. And
Absolutely.
it's sort of a little bit of a chain reaction. Okay, my mom's not so crazy.
Hmm.
And it started to sort of then I started to
Merge.
merge and start to stop being reluctant. I think
Mhm.
most of my point before 9/11, I was very reluctant about it. Like maybe all this stuff is just crazy.
Right.
Maybe the system isn't as bad as I think it is. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just me.
There was hope. There was hope.
There's hope, but maybe I'm seeing it from the wrong perspective. You know what I mean? Maybe
Right.
and it's like, no, okay, no. And then,
Like, no, it's right all along.
yeah, yeah, right. So, and as each year goes by, I come to accept who I should have been in my early years
Hmm.
because so much is put to, oh, the left is this, the left is that. And I'm like, no, the left overall are people who want care, are compassionate, want to do things and help people.
Yeah.
That's taken advantage of. Then you have on the other side the pro law people
Hmm.
who then say they're anti authoritarian. You can't be anti authoritarian and pro law and order. That
Yeah.
just doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
It takes some time to sort of get comfortable in your skin. And unfortunately, yeah, that was my journey. But 9/11 too, for me, was a catalyst
Yeah. Definitely.
in a different
That
way.
and the second term of Obama, when when Obama was elected, there was so much hope, so much expectation.
Hmm.
And I forgot who said it. I was listening to a radio program or TV, and somebody said it was a celebrity. I forgot who said it. He says, "I'm so glad that we have a black president because Americans will realize, even with a black president, they're not going to do shit for you." I was like, that is not going to be any
Yeah.
fucking different. And I don't remember who said it, but it's not me. but I just thought, what? And then I was like, yeah, because he was being funded by Bilderberger Group. So was Hillary Clinton. And before he was elected, remember that Hillary was lambasting him. And she went on television and saying, we can't have Obama as president because the KKK will kill him. And that was a talking point of Hillary Clinton. Like, what the fuck?
She's also the originator of the birth certificate thing.
Right. And the birth certificate, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Her and Trump, her little cousin Trump, right, was
Hmm.
birth certificate are the ones that are pushing that thing that he's from Kenya and all that stuff. I remember it was so ridiculous that she actually went to Puerto Rico to try to get the popular vote in Puerto Rico. Like, wait a minute, Puerto Ricans don't vote in American elections. But that's how ridiculous it got,
Wow.
Like, she went full Karen, and and
She
then
does have the haircut for it, doesn't she?
yeah, and then when he got the Nobel Peace Prize, which is what Trump didn't get, but it's like, but then continued the war. And I know that he made some kind of speech about something about war through peace or something like that. I was like, peace through war. And I was like, it started to sound like my character Masada from World Without Superheroes, who felt that we can achieve peace through war,
Right,
which is
right.
really a Republican talking point,
Yeah.
you know. And our Democrats are like Biden and Obama are centralist, you know, and I would even say that Bill Clinton was a centralist too because he benefited uh the Republicans, right? And the rich. The reason why they don't pay taxes because of old Billy, you know. Good old boy Billy is the one that repealed a lot of stuff. Re- Republicans were paying more taxes during Reagan than that. Um, so, oh, what happened? Whoop, we lost Miguel. Oops, oops. Oh, technical difficulties, folks. We're gonna wait on until we get Miguel back. Uh, let's see. Let me reach out to him. Hey, your signal dropped. It must be the snow. Well, we're gonna wait until he gets in there. So, talking about war. Oh, he's back. Here we go.
That
Man, no, it's okay.
that
It's
was
like
my own fault.
no, it's okay. I
Not
was like, is
yours,
it a
and mine. That was
snowstorm?
my own stupid fault. So yeah, no, you're talking about Obama and the corporatists. I think we have to understand. I think this is something that on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, talking about 9/11,
Mm-hmm.
and I can connect this to my point to not 9/11. It was around that time period I watched a documentary called The Corporation,
Right.
which I highly recommend to anyone who hasn't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really started to realize this is a corporate empire. We keep looking at these people like individuals, which is bad because it's a system.
Right.
The system needs to give us a certain illusion of certain things, like of normalcy. It's kind of like, when a mosquito bites you, it puts anesthetic to sort of make you not realize it's there while it draws the blood.
Right.
And for me, I was a little reluctant about Obama. I mean, I did vote for him the first term. Second term, I was gone. Wasn't in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I was reluctant because of his approach to the war on terror, the
Mm-hmm.
debates he had with McCain. And when he received his Nobel Prize, it wasn't necessarily the um, peace through war. I mean, one, he also knocked Martin Luther King, said he has never been in my position as a president.
Mm-hmm.
My thing that really put up the red alert was when he said that America never sought to be an empire in a country driven by manifest destiny.
Right.
And I thought that is such a brutal lie
Right.
that I was like, no, man, it's all I expected from him was to bring some level of normalcy. I didn't expect he would change anything because
Right.
we had just experienced Bush. Things were looking crappy.
Right.
That we had the crash. He didn't even take Wall Street to
Right.
town and
Yeah,
criminalize them.
he gave him those golden parachutes, which is
Parachutes. The second time, I thought, uh-oh, you could see like in the, how can I put it, in the lead up to the second election, all
right.
the stuff that was being said about him. I didn't agree with any of that stuff. My view is you don't
Right.
have to attack someone racially.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they hit low, so
They hit lows, but so these two gangs are really all part of one gang. It's the corporate gang. And when I hear the right is really stupid. They call it globalist, they call it this, but they'll refuse to say it's the billionaire class.
mhm.
The left or the centrist, because the left is like five guys in a coffee shop in the United States, really. I mean, when you talk about like hardcore left,
Right, right.
we could probably count on our
Yeah.
hands, right?
And then we
But
had Abu Ghraib that continued,
continue,
and
no one got prosecuted.
yep,
Guantanamo Bay wasn't closed. We were
yep.
droning children. There were Democrats who were arguing with me as
Mhm.
to why it's okay to drone people. And I was like, we're not
Right.
even killing. No, we got to kill them over there so they don't come over here.
Right.
That was, and then, fast forward to 2026, and all of a sudden now it's, oh, we're facing all this fascism and all this stuff from abroad is now being brought home. Well, no kidding. You could have seen that back with
Right.
Obama. It was coming our way. BLM started with
Right.
in Obama's term. So,
Yeah.
um,
There was also a thing that he talked about. He was talking about necessity of force. Like he argued that nonviolence is an ideal. The instruments of war do have a role to play in the preserving of peace. It's like, what? It's like evil
yeah.
exists in the world, and that nonviolent movement could not have stopped Hitler's armies or convinced Al Qaeda to lay down its arms. It's
Well,
like,
to be honest with you, then he justified Che,
yeah, exactly.
and he justified Castro, and he justified all the people he demonizes. The other
Right.
thing I didn't trust him on was he openly loves Reagan. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
You cannot tell me that you love Reagan
Right.
and then turn around and tell me you're 3 hairs away from, and you're not 3 hairs away from being a Republican.
Right.
Reagan was horrible. Reagan's the reason we got the credit card
Hmm.
interest rates were basically lifted off.
Hmm.
It became a way to supplement our economy.
Hmm.
People keep talking about national debt
Right.
without private debt.
Right.
Reagan also killed the unions,
Yeah.
so now we're anemic, and the usual ones that would fight against what's going on.
Airliners and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, could I say it was historic that yes, we got a black president? Absolutely.
Hmm.
But I've heard some others, and I don't subscribe to this, other black people who are very frustrated saying, well, he didn't come from the black stock that was brought to the United States
Hmm.
as enslaved peoples. And quite frankly, I am so surprised. And you could tell that this was a shell game, or maybe the Republicans are too stupid. A lot
Literally.
of Africans who go to study in the United States back in the day were
Mhm.
classified as white.
Right.
So I'm surprised none of them. I'm like, I'm surprised these assholes didn't do that, but because they're going after birth certificates and stuff.
Right. Right.
That would have been like a whole other
Whole other thing.
nuclear.
I mean, think about it. There was a girl I remember that won an award, a middle schooler. It was all over the
Mhm.
news that she proved that every single president was a relative. They were all except for one. And I think I forgot which one was the non-relative. But so Obama was actually the 13th cousin through his mother
Yeah.
to George Bush Jr. or the Bush
Yeah.
family. So
Well, and there's
and then Hillary is related to
right.
Trump.
Well, we're dealing,
it's like it's like
we're dealing with people. It's like a mafia family,
yeah,
right?
exactly
Uh,
what it is.
like a lot of people are like, oh my God, Davos and all this stuff. And Canada came out and said this. The Prime Minister of Canada came out and admitted that they went along and actually got a lot of shit because they went along with the United States and its crimes. Yes.
Right.
But it would be like John Wick telling me, man, I'm tired of the organization and I killed for them and I did this for them. It's like, yeah, but you're still a killer, right? I'm glad that you're telling us,
Right.
Bravo for you. Maybe you saw the light, but does that change anything?
Still
Right.
going to jail.
Right. So, and
which is also unrealistic because if you look at that whole series of the whole series of John Wick is that there's no accountability, and that's the thing with when you have like white action film stars is like there's no accountability, whereas in reality you do something like that you're going down, and you can see that. I mean, look at what happened in Minnesota. You got this guy who didn't even draw a firearm is being marked a domestic terrorist, which is insanity.
yeah,
He could have drawn his weapon and say, "Hey, get off of her," but then he would have definitely been killed. So he was smart enough not to draw it,
yeah,
but then gets killed anyway.
yeah. So what is that?
They even said that he informed them that he was armed. I don't know if that's true, but there's misinformation. I've seen the video. I don't hear him saying that, but just
And there's multiple angles.
there's multiple angles. Yeah,
There's multiple angles.
Yeah. And we have one to watch. We have one here. We could let's analyze. Let's do our forensic files. Um, let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. And you can see like my little my new little oops. Let me remove that. All right, let's see. Get it in there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, let's see. Oh, there we go. That's my
Yo. Sorry. Yeah, I usually have like 2 screens open,
right.
and stupid me, I closed out the wrong one.
That's okay.
It wasn't the signal. It was just me being dumb.
So this is the aftermath. Guys, while they're shooting them and they're clapping, that doesn't seem like episodes of the movie, right? So that's one. We're gonna go backwards because I posted everything backwards, but yeah, I mean, that's like what the hell? Like the guys. So if you're clapping, you're not in danger. You know, there's no. Then you got this guy dressed like a Nazi. You know.
Oh, Nazi Smurf?
Yeah. Guys, literally
Hey, jump that bottom. Jump that bottom.
No, they're not. They're just putting it out there. They're not trying to hide it. These guys are gay. These guys are with Zionist IDF soldiers, right? They're just no bones about it. That that's already been proven. I don't know if you saw that video. I might have sent you the video with they showed the identities of a bunch of soldiers, and so yeah, I mean, there's that, and then I got the shooting footage somewhere in there. I shared it with you somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. The actual shooting. Yeah, I mean, it's just
It's
yeah. What do you think?
it's a natural conclusion to a country started on genocide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I had to whenever I see anyone post, and I put this out there, post on my wall, or on any of my comments, TDS, Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh yeah,
It's an instant block.
Cousins. One of my
It's an
cousins.
instant block. There's just no 2 ways about it. I'm not going to engage with the right anymore. I am sick and tired. Not that I really did ever before, because I'm sick and tired of trying to rationalize with people who are 3 brain cells above a zombie.
Right.
And the problem is that they would be up in arms. They were cool with Kyle Rittenhouse doing what he did.
Exactly.
And now they're all of a sudden, and I think we spend too much time, and not us, just the general us, whether it be Democrats or leftists, trying to win these people over to reason.
Right. This is a waste.
We're wasting time. It's wasted time.
Don't even bother.
It's impossible. You're never going to get them to see it because
Right.
there's a certain sadistic nature to their love of authoritarianism.
Yeah, they love to see the boot on other people's neck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do. They get their
jollies off of it.
Exactly. They get their jollies off of it. So that's right there. Then on the other side, because I've been posting a lot of stuff about American history, I get people that are Democrats saying, "Oh, all you're saying is you're just as bad as they're both wrong," meaning both parties are both just as bad, except you're just saying America's bad. Well, what I say to that is, if you can't handle the history being presented to you that we are not Captain America, that we are the Red Skull, and we've always been the Red Skull, then grow up. I mean, that's all I can say. And I've lived in 5 countries, so I know the outside effects of what we do on the outside and the inside.
Exactly. I don't think I learned that the Russians won World War II until like I think my first or second year in college, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I considered myself a history buff at that time. I was really ignorant,
Yeah,
and a lot of Americans are ignorant. I was, hey, I was an ignorant American. I didn't know our own history until I actually had to read about it outside of
right,
the sphere of high school, right?
right.
And still, there's a lot of people that still, I mean, that
Oh,
extend their education beyond that. A lot of
the
people don't read that stuff.
there's so much of it. I'll forever eternally be grateful. Like my parents weren't very religious.
Mhm.
Well, my dad, well, he's older now. He is. My mom was never religious.
Yeah.
My mom grew up during the fascist dictatorship,
Mhm.
the daughter of a communist.
Mhm.
And I grew up hearing from both my parents the Russians won World War II.
Right.
And since I was a kid, I've had to deal with a lot of moronic shit
Mhm.
because of the education system. Oh, this, that, the other. And even when people do know,
Right.
then they'll say, well, the Soviet Union made a pact with the Nazis and they were together in it, which is bullshit.
Right.
What happened was Stalin, for all of his flaws that he might have, was
Right.
trying to reach out to France, England, and anybody else who would listen to try to fight back against the Nazis.
Right.
Then in 1936, when the Spanish Civil War broke out, and this is one of the things that I think we, as people who want to be more educated, have to put into context. Even though we hear about Hemingway, he's fighting fascism in Spain. That's where it ends. The
Right.
reality is, everybody pulled into Spain. You had the Italian fascists
Mhm.
for Mussolini, the Nazis who were preparing.
Mhm.
You had the American companies funding it. Then you had the Soviet Union on the other side trying to help the Republic, who had been overthrown, an elected government,
Right.
against the Nazis.
Mhm.
So by the time the Civil War is finished, Stalin realizes, shit, I don't have any allies because really who everybody hated was Stalin.
Right.
So I'll just make a pact to see if I can keep the Nazis at bay just long enough in
Right.
1939. And then
Mhm.
he cleverly then moved all of his factories out of those regions that might be close to the Nazis, so then they could be set up somewhere else
Right.
because he expected eventually we are going to go to blows. But
Right.
that part of the history isn't told because guess what? It then shows the English were complacent. They weren't the heroes. The
Right.
French weren't complacent. And as much as I live here in France and I love France, my mother used to hate France. My mother hated it with a passion. Why? She said, son, they closed the borders down on us. They put us in camps. And then on top of it, most of the people who flooded into the resistance were Spanish Republicans, the guys who had fought the fascists.
Right.
And because they don't tell us that history, it's very easy then. And by the way, I'm going to get to Arnold Schwarzenegger in a second because he bothers me to no end.
Right.
And I'll explain why.
He,
Anyways,
he he admitted that his father was a Nazi, right?
he was, but he also showed up to pay homage to Franco,
Mm.
who was, and you can see pictures of him hanging out or take friends with, and it's been something of the American right. You can't actually come out and say, I like Hitler, like,
Right.
some of the doofuses like Nick Fuentes,
Right.
but they can come out and then all of a sudden say Franco because it's adjacent enough that isn't, and no one really knows all that much.
Right.
But, so once you start to understand the history of it, it's like, shit, it's like workers versus capitalists. And they've been preventing us from talking this way forever. I'm sure there'll be people calling me a pinko on this or a communist. I don't give a shit. The reality is that fascism is coming because we haven't pushed back.
Yeah. Exactly. There hasn't been enough resistance. And that's because Americans are consumers and not citizens.
Yeah.
And our government is a corporation, right? So it sells us products.
Mhm.
I was calling it Jesus soap. It's like the Christian right is like Jesus has been sold like American Jesus, which is not regular Jesus, not the Ethiopian Jesus. It's American Jesus is a product, and they've been selling you this product like a box of soap and convincing you that this will wash your sins away, it'll keep you clean, it'll get you into heaven. It's like
Yeah, and if something, God forbid, happens to you where you get sick,
right.
all of a sudden they interpret that, oh, you didn't have enough Jesus. You're
Right.
cursed.
Yeah.
As opposed to, no, motherfucker, I'm gonna die at some point from something.
Right.
I'm like,
This bar of soap is just soap.
yeah.
It's not to save me.
Actually, you remind me something. There's a Italian director he was murdered. He did a movie called Salo, which is not for everyone. It's he said that consumerism was worse than fascism because it's literally eating away at the culture of everything. So Mussolini was his name, and I think he was right. And Salo was actually a criticism. If we think that Eyes Wide Shut was a condemnation of the elite,
Right.
Salo it's not the easiest movie to watch,
Right.
but it really puts as to we're dealing with psychopathic nihilists.
Right. Let's see. I think I found it. Let's take a look at Salo. Here we go.
Salo, yeah,
Is that the poster?
Yeah.
It's
about how the rich.
What year that came out?
I think it was like 76 or something.
26.
Yeah, there's some really awesome quotes about that, but it's not the easiest movie to watch. I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, I gotta be in the right mindset.
It's Italian, right? I'm see if I find it with English subtitles. Maybe I can find it on YouTube. YouTube has a lot of movies.
It's loosely based on the book written by the Marquis de Sade.
Oh.
And he uses it as a means to condemn the powerful.
Right.
Yeah, because we are dealing with sadistic psychopaths. These people are not normal people. They're not.
John Lennon did say that the world is being run by madmen, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and we got that video here on Instagram. I found it because I'm just such a spaz when it comes to finding shit on here. I'll cue it, save it. Like I can't find it.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't do little bookmarks on the Instagram messages. It'd be much easier, right?
Yeah, for real.
They're too busy shoving AI and everything instead of actually practical shit.
I know, it's ridiculous. Look at this. Let's see. Let's take a look. I'm gonna cue it to the beginning so we can see it from
one parking ticket. Simply being armed is not a crime. It does not justify being shot by these agents. Even if his conceal and carry was a threat, which it wasn't.
Oops, sorry. I don't know if that's the beginning. I don't see the wheel for the beginning.
Because it was in his holster at his back. But even if that was justified, the agent in gray took possession of that weapon before any shots were fired. So the justification of killing this man because he was armed goes out the window when your own agent takes possession of that said weapon. And now Stephen Miller is calling this murdered man a domestic terrorist. Please share this video, set the record straight. Americans, we have to wake up. Federal agents are murdering U.S. citizens in the streets, and the federal government is protecting the murderers. ICE murdered 37-year-old U.S. citizen who had a legal conceal and carry. They took his legal weapon first, then they murdered him. I will show you the proof. Here's the lie from DHS's McLaughlin. She said, someone approached the agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm the suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. And then there's stock line. Fearing for his life, the agent fired defensive shots. Here's the video of what happened before the shooting. The victim did not have his weapon out. His weapon is concealed inside his waistband. He is trying to help this person that they just pushed to the ground. He's not attacking anyone. They mace him first, and his weapon is concealed. So right now, no one knows that he is armed.
Yeah, he's spraying the chick. They're beating him up. He's just trying to
Now,
protect.
here's the damning evidence that proves this was murder. This agent in the gray hoodie enters the scuffle. Both hands are free, no weapon in his hands. Right here, he reaches into the victim's waistband, takes the victim's legal concealed carry pistol, and he turns and he runs off with the victim's concealed carry pistol, and then the other agents shoot the victim.
Agent that shoots the
In this angle, you can see how many rounds they fired into the victim. Every single round was fired after the man in gray had already taken the victim's concealed carry weapon. Minneapolis Police Chief O'Hara said that the 37-year-old man was a lawful gun owner, had no criminal history, just one parking ticket. Simply being armed is not a crime. It does not justify being shot by these agents, even if...
All right, I think we played it more than once. I'm getting old.
No worries. It's always good to.
It's like I got caught it towards the end, and it's like, oh, let it rewind. Fuck it.
Yeah. No, it's. I think it's good. I think it's good either way. I think it rams it home how that you did that. I feel terrible for his parents, for his friends, and everyone who knew him. In the end, I understand that he said. He asked, "Is she okay?" Before he got shot. So in the very end, he was still being helpful. He was an ICU nurse at the Veterans Hospital.
Yep.
So, I think it's time that I think we all of us have given too much credence in terms of trying to debate people who have no compassion.
Right. So
we're not going to debate people into compassion. And I think we try to, because if you're a kind person, you try to average, or they've tried to gotten us to average between kindness and cruelty. You just fucking can't. I'm sorry. You're either cruel.
Right,
I mean, we all have moments of cruelty.
Mhm.
Even then you go, yeah, man, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And kindness. And kindness. I mean, we have people like Elon Musk saying that compassion is a flaw.
Right.
How do you can't reach out to those people.
Right.
Either they do it themselves. I mean, it's on them.
They're just damaged goods.
They're damaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're damaged. And by debating them, it gives them credence because they feed off of our frustrations too.
All right.
They love it.
They love it. Yeah. They enjoy it. So yeah, this is the world that we live in. I'm at the point in my life where I don't think any politician is trying to stop this. I mean, there is some factor of the Democrats. I mean, they just had a hearing about January 6th. And I'm just like, yo, this is like too little too late. You got to like update your shit. It's almost like we're going to do something. We're going to talk about January 6th. And we're like, well, that was, dude, talk about now. Like, let's deal with what's happening now.
Yeah.
Trying to like have a guy testify saying that Trump was guilty and started the thing back in that was 6 years ago. You missed your shot. I understand that litigation takes a long time, that things get on the books and things get pushed back, but look where we are now. Who gives a fuck? And
there's litigation, right? So
right.
I can understand if it was like,
but it's like we're here, not over there. Let's kind of catch up.
And if it's something as grave as it was, it should have been like, we're going to scoot this all the way to the top of our priority list.
Right. This should have been pushed ahead of the schedule. No,
and it's like
years later talking about this, because when they first prosecuted the January 6th rioters, Trump was not part of that indictment. He was
incredible,
included in that indictment because the Democrats are like, well, he has presidential power, even though they kept saying he's not above the law. He was not on paper. He was, because they didn't include him in that. Had they done that, the man would have been sitting in jail. But they realized, well, if we put one president in jail, we're going to have to put every president in jail going backwards.
Yeah.
Which is what they're trying to do anyway, right? He wants to put Clinton and Obama in prison for stuff. So basically, they're going to get Saddam Hussein, like, hey, 20 years ago. I mean, if this shit goes the way it's going, it will go that way. Well, they will prosecute past presidents. But guess what? That should have been done when it happened.
Oh
This,
yeah, it should have. But the thing is, the country is founded for rich people.
right,
So rich people have always managed to make sure, yeah, whatever we do, that's the rabble are the ones who get the
Right.
taxes. The rabble are the ones who go to jail, even if they didn't do it. The rabble, and for whatever reason, the mythology that we've been instilled with about the shining, beacon on the hill bullshit
right,
brainwashes us, and we then fight the reality that's in before two little eyeballs saying to us that's not the reality. The reality is, and I remember when Trump officially was impeached,
mm-hmm.
Yellow line.
Exactly.
the arguments I
This-
had, and it's always white dudes. I'm gonna have to say this. I never get into arguments with black people over whether or not
Right.
a rich white guy is going to go to jail. And why do I get in arguments with even left-leaning white dudes? Because they're the biggest believers in the system. They
Right.
want to believe that the Constitution, which was we the people. Who is this fucking we? It was a bunch of rich guys. That's what we the people was. It
Right.
wasn't an all-inclusive we like we try to interpret it today.
Right.
So I remember getting a few people angry at me because I said, he's never going to see a jail cell. There is no way America's ever going to put a white rich man in jail.
Right. And you were
No
right.
way.
You were right.
No way. No fucking way. But of course, it's like, come on, because I think a lot of us want to believe
Right.
that it's this country of justice and all this other shit. And oh my God, look at now. Look,
Ooh.
we're turning into 1930s Germany. It's like, no, my friends.
Right.
We've been a slave owning, genociding, Jim Crowing, KKK,
Forever.
COINTELPRO, Vietnam, murdering motherfucking machine
Since
since
today's
forever.
session.
We're being American. That's what's happening.
That's it, America.
Yep.
Yep. But the comeback line is these colors don't run. Love it or leave it. Which is basically saying blind faith. Subscribe to blind faith or leave the country. And
that's lobster thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, it's getting hot in here. Can't go, man. It's like, I think they might be trying to cook us.
Right.
It's lobster thinking. Yeah, but it's funny because I will occasionally get some pushback from African Americans, Latinos on certain things because I want to really believe it.
Oh yeah,
But the real diehards, whether left or right, white American males, man, they're just like, no, you don't understand. Even though Jefferson was, had slaves and he was doing all this stuff and came up with race theory and everything else, he was actually a really good guy.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry, I'm ranting a little bit more than usual.
No. That's why we're here, baby. This is our therapy session.
It's like, and people getting upset that, oh, you make it seem like America's bad. Yeah, because we are. Like grow the fuck up.
Right.
Because Canadians are now mad.
And just in case we weren't aware of it, I was going door to door and Frank was hiding in the attic.
Man, they were going door to door with the slave catchers.
Oh, that too, yes, of course.
What about putting the Native American kids in the boarding schools? Kill the boy to kill the Indian or whatever it was, right?
Right.
The way I see it, it's like, if you ignore all this at the most crucial time in our history, which is what's going on now, and you ignore that history, you're not going to beat it. And all this resist, which is a nice word,
right,
is still self-defeatist.
I mean, you think about it.
Defeat fascism.
When Black Americans were trying to get the ability to vote, and getting other people to vote and getting young people to vote, I mean, it's like they're being hung. They're being killed.
And they would sell postcards of these hangings.
Right.
They didn't have the internet to have memes.
Right.
Hey, you could go down to the good old South and pick up a postcard with a black person hanging on it. Hey, they would even eat them.
Ralph Bakshi once did this controversial cartoon called Heavy Traffic, and there was a scene that had me cracking up. It was like this homeless black guy, and he kept using the N word, you know. And the Italian Jewish kid, he's like, "Why you keep saying that?" He says, "You're an N word. That pigeon's an N word. I'm an N word. Everyone's an N word." It's like, and I think that is a metaphor for America.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? White people are waking up to the fact that they are being treated like the American Negro from way back when. It's like,
Way
hey,
back when. And
welcome to the party. It's like you're not exempt anymore.
no, and some Latinos are slowly waking up to that too in a hard way, because the whole Latinos for Trump. There's some. I was laughing. There was some influencer, a Democrat influencer, who hangs out with Destiny and Nick Fuentes, and she's Democrat or whatever. And she was saying, the current drama is because of the leftists.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your last name is Sanchez.
Right.
You might want to look into the community side and go, yeah, I think I think that Latinos for Trump had a lot more than the five guys at Starbucks hanging around.
Right.
On their phones, sharing quotes of Che and Stalin. It's like, give me a break.
55% voted for this dude.
Yeah.
And I was there. Like, honestly, when Trump came to the Bronx, and I was in my disguise selling Trump books. And mind you, I was at the AOC Bernie Sanders rally as well, like 2 weeks later. But the Trump people were literally over 2 stations long. The line was like over 2 train stations long. Like it literally went from the train station. The line went from the train station all the way through Crotona Park. I don't know if you've ever been to Crotona Park. That's like going west. It's almost like going, maybe I'm exaggerating, like it's a big ass park. It's almost like going from the west side of Central Park to the east side of Central Park. It was almost that long,
Wow.
Now that's to see Trump. And these are Latinos. And there was a lot of out-of-towners too, but most of the out-of-towners drove. Let's be for real. It's like, but the line was literally going a block off of the train station and went all the way to the rally. Now, the rally was about 2 blocks away from the other train station. So you're talking about from the 2 and 5 train, all the way to this other train. I don't know what it was, D or whatever train it is. Down in that area, but it was it literally extended that long. So now they only had a permit for 3,000 people. So the news was like, "Oh, 3,000 people showed up to Trump's rally." No. That was like over 10,000 people. That was over 10,000. Wow. I walked it. You want to know why? Because I was selling my book, walking up and down that line for 4 hours. That line was fucking long.
Wow.
It was a long line.
Wow.
I made $400 selling my anti-Trump book while wearing a red hat.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean,
Now to me, it was like, on one hand, it was kind of like a joke to me, like me and Tom were, because it was for me, I was just. But on the other hand, in the back of my brain, while I'm, parading around, doing my little acting shtick, I'm like, this is fucking terrifying. Like, I saw people that I used to work with back in the day, like when I worked in the Bronx, like Hispanics, like in line. I ran into people that I knew. The fucking drug dealers in the neighborhood were selling Trump hats, Trump t-shirts. The drug dealers. like the guys on the corner had Trump hats and the fucking You can't make this shit up.
Oh man.
And like the local drug dealers were fucking selling Trump hats and T-shirts. Now you had those guys with the little caravan, these little MAGA supporters were there too. They came from God knows what part of America, and they lined up and they were selling their shit out of their little truck and van. But dude, and there was a lot of media outlets there, not just YouTubers, and there was a lot of, you know what I mean? They even had a fake guy, and I think this guy was being paid by Trump because there was a fake Trump guy, an impersonator. Well, that was clearly anyone with a brain knew that was not Donald Trump, right? But these people flocked to him. He was shaking hands, and they really believed that they just met Donald Trump. And I knew it wasn't Donald Trump because I already saw him on stage. This was before the actual thing happened. So they had this fake actor doing the Trump thing with security, shaking people's hands and taking pictures with them. They thought they were taking pictures of Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump was on stage in the back. And you could see him like in the distance, you know?
Man.
So while he's backstage, this is how he's not a man of the people because he had to hire a lookalike.
Yeah, I mean,
can walk through the crowds for him.
I mean, anyone who thinks he's a man of the people,
Right. You know?
what I'm gonna say is gonna be very classist.
Yeah.
But they're acting like MAGA acts like a bunch of fucking peasants.
Yeah.
Looking to their baron.
Yep. Yep.
And we're not supposed to be fucking peasants.
Right.
Whether it's to Obama, whether it's to Trump,
Right.
we're citizens.
Right.
These people are supposed to govern because all of us have other things to do, and we just need someone to manage
Right.
shit. That's it. We're not
Right.
asking for king or queen or any of that shit.
Right.
But for some reason,
Mhm.
that fucking feudal system, European feudal system, is so fucking entrenched
Right.
in a lot of people's fucking skulls. You even have, I'll give you an example. One of the things that really burns my bacon: guys running around who are former soldiers talking about Knights Templar.
Mhm.
If you're American and you're white, the chances are you being a knight are next to zero
Right.
because it was something you were born into. It was like nobility.
Right. Exactly.
Very few got to be from a commoner to that.
Right.
Most of the white Americans or European Americans in the United States came from the peasant class.
Right.
It's painful to understand that, but it's there. And
Right.
for whatever fucking reason, they haven't gotten out of it. It's like, why are you looking up to someone? You can respect them because they've done certain things, and respect and looking up to someone's two different things.
Right.
You
Just
know,
trapped in the algorithm of servitude.
right. So I can look at you in the eye and say, hey, man, I respect you for what you did. But they take it as going down on their knees, and I won't get us blocked, and looking up, because I could say something else, looking up at the person as opposed to standing up on their own feet and going, you know, you do this pretty good. I respect you for that. And when they
Right.
do something wrong, then say, fuck, no, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
That's it. It's so simple. The independence starts with us, not fucking finding barons.
Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's revolting. It's just revolting. And the level of people who have no health care, who have all these things that are against them, reinforcing the people who are telling them why they shouldn't have it. That's some peasant shit. I'm sorry, it's peasant shit. And it might come across as classism.
No,
I'm
it's
of the
I mean-
mentality, and I guess maybe I had a lot of different coaches and teachers, but
right.
sometimes you just have to be rude. Like,
Right.
I had a
Exactly.
wrestling coach who used to say in between rounds, if you were fucking up, he'd say, hey, you want to wrestle? You want to be a garbage man?
Right.
And you'd look at him and go, what the fuck the garbage man have to do with wrestling, right?
Right.
And sometimes you have to be like that.
Right.
Just to shake people up, like, whoa, you know.
Right. I'm telling you, like, but you know, the thing is that they still take financial. It's still in high school. They teach financial classes. I remember it was like maybe last year, 2 years ago, at the current school I'm at. They had some guy come in and he was trying to justify why there's homeless people in America, why we need to have different classes. It's like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, that's wrong. Like they still indoctrinate kids with this garbage from the 80s about why we need class systems, that not everyone can be rich, that it's unsustainable, that if everyone's rich or well off or has housing. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. What about the guy with the multiple private jets and yachts? It's like,
Yeah,
then
absolutely. Actually, that's a really old
yeah.
concept. It goes back to the 1800s. It's called the mudsill theory.
Mhm. They
And the
still
mudsill theory it's taught to the rich people that
Mhm.
you need an underclass. You'll always need an underclass.
Right.
And, are we going to have people who do jobs that are not pleasant? Yeah, unless we automate it or figure something out. Yes. Should they not have housing? Should not get paid well? No, they should get paid well. They should get healthcare. They should get all those things because
Right.
all the jobs that are needed facilitate the society that we live in. And we shouldn't look down on someone because they do a certain type of job because that's a necessary part of society.
Right.
And we should all have the comfort of knowing I'm not going to lose my house. If I get sick, I'm not going to go bankrupt. I can feed my kids. All those things, just guaranteed.
Right. And the thing is that white America is waking up to, not just that shooting and stuff, but
Yeah.
the harsh reality for the last 2 decades, maybe in the 2000s, more, we've always had a poor white class, but it's been growing. And they're starting to notice, hey,
Yeah.
the people I looked down upon when I was younger and was told these people are bad because they don't have jobs. I'm that guy. Like, I don't have a job. I need SNAP. I need welfare. I need this. I mean,
And they've always been the biggest. I mean, proportionally speaking.
yeah, they've always been.
They've always been the biggest. And
Always.
here's the thing. The reason we get the word white trash is because the English used to call their people the waste people.
Right.
So the English dumped them over in the Americas.
Right.
Then,
So white
you
trash
have-
is a word from England.
yeah, it's like waste people,
Right.
white trash, right? And we should really question what sort of society and culture calls other human beings trash. Like, unless you're saying it because
they only bathed once a month back then, right? So
yeah, I mean,
it's probably associated with the smell too.
well, it was because you're unproductive. So they would call forests wasteland
Right.
because they weren't being cultivated and producing shit,
Right.
which is a really twisted way of thinking. So
Right.
they dump them. So they usually filled up the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachians have been poor as shit forever, right? Which is apparently where JD Vance came from, but I think that's all bullshit anyway. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start calling him L'Oreal.
He started changing his names.
Right. I'm gonna call him L'Oreal from now on.
Did you hear the new conspiracy theory that they're saying that JD Vance and Erica Kirk are actually brother and sister? And they have facial comparisons that they actually do look like they could be related.
Well, inbreeding does that.
Could be like cousins or something.
Maybe,
But the guy did change his name 3 times,
Yeah, who does that? I get it like once.
and they wear the makeup the same.
Well, that's why I call him L'Oreal.
Yes.
Did you see him recently? Like, he has even more makeup. He's like shadowing his nose. He's shadowing his face.
Yeah.
And these are the anti-trans people.
Right.
And then you have Elon Musk totally hating on trans people, but then selling transhumanism.
Right.
So you want me to be a cyborg,
Right.
but changing gender is a fucking problem. Like,
Right.
which one is it?
We're
I don't-
changing the definition of trans.
right?
He wants to trademark the word trans, the transhuman.
Trans.
I think
I mean-
Optimus Prime would have a problem with that, to be honest, or Megatron. Transformers.
Transformers. But here's a guy that's just, you can tell he grew up on a lot of pop culture.
Right, Elon Musk.
I mean, his robot's called Optimus.
Optimus.
He ripped off the beginning of heavy metal.
Oh yeah,
You know how you put up that stupid car with the thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's genius." It's like, no, dude, that's like the opening of heavy metal, which
right,
is
right.
cool as a cartoon, but it's a fucking cartoon, right? Um,
Yeah.
tons of shit, and it's just like, so this is what rich, fanboys do.
Right.
They try to take the shit that guys like you and me create and turn it into reality. Where all we're doing, it's just fantasy, something for you to enjoy.
Right.
You maybe get you to think a little bit, but they actually go, forget the thinking. I want to make it real.
Right, exactly. Even the
Please.
the SpaceX rocket was from and the astronaut suits were actually from a movie in the 50s, you know.
Well, he was getting called out by the guy who directed iRobot.
Right.
He was saying, "You're stealing all my designs from iRobot, like the cars and stuff." Yeah.
Hey, you have a Minority Report too. There's some similar, because those were like Nissans that were like on the track,
Yeah. And I'm sure he's not hiring those concept designers.
Oh no, he's just ripping it off. Well, that's the thing. It's like a lot of rich folks, they do that. They like just take your they just take the fucking idea and like, hey, it's mine. Hey, it's like they feel that. And with social media now, you got to be careful what you're reading because it's very similar, right?
Yep.
It's like they're just like, well, we own everything. You posted it and you own it. I mean, they may
Well,
try to say like, hey, you posted this on our platform. We gave you recognition of it and it's ours. We own it.
Well, it warms my heart that when I say that Elon Musk has a face like a dead fish, that he owns it.
Right.
Because he does. He's got that stupid, I just got pulled out of the water look.
Right.
Face.
His
Like,
eyes are a little further apart. Yeah.
Wide eyes and open mouth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got one more clip here for Instagram here. That this was the lady in ICE being pulled out of the car. Let's see. Let's go to the videotape. No, this is the handicap lady. This was not cool. But this is whoops, I gotta put on the this is a female who is disabled. That's how we treat this. It's almost like the Nazi regime about how they treated, how they viewed handicapped people. You're disabled. You can't. They say get out the car. It's like, hey, I can't get out the car. Clearly, she couldn't walk. They carried her all the way to the thing.
Yep.
Maybe she had a cane. Maybe she had a surgery. Maybe she had, it's like,
Well, that Nazi Germany got that shit from us. We
Yeah, of
started
course.
sterilizing people.
Yep.
Because they had certain handicaps, whatever it might be. It was all illegal. It's still on the books.
Right.
And actually, some of the Nazis worked in places like New Jersey for the eugenics movement before they went back to Germany. That's why I say we really got to stop with the Nazi Germany.
Because it's all started here. That's true.
We're the original. We're the OGs.
We're the OGs. We're the slave catchers. All that stuff. Just no good. No bueno. No bueno.
And it's a very dangerous thing that's happening.
Oops, sorry.
Part of me says, man, they should do this and this and this. And another part of me says, yeah, but if you do, then you spark a civil war. So
it's kind of like what that seems to be they're attacking protesters. They've always attacked protesters. That's not new. Even when protesters used to respond violently, like with factory workers and they're trying to start the union. If you ever, Jimmy Hoffa, they would fight back. They weren't peaceful protesters. Protests used to be like, it was not. Martin Luther King introduced this thing about nonviolent protest, Protests used to be like, oh, the cops are coming. It's a brawl. We're just gonna just every man for themselves. We're fucking you up. And then he introduced this concept of peaceful, nonviolent protest, which has polluted our planet in a sense. And God bless him for this peaceful protest, that he was inspired by Gandhi and so forth. But I'm not getting my head cracked open willingly or willingly get arrested.
Mm-hmm. And part of it is context too.
Right.
Because we have to put into context of the time. So we have mass communications.
Right.
And we have two other forces on the planet, which is the Soviet Union and China.
Right.
So you could pull off shaming the empire.
Right.
Because they're sitting at the UN going, hey, we're, truth, freedom, and the American way. And the Soviet Union literally would go, hey, have you seen the newspaper today?
Right.
Have you seen this black person? What's that dog doing to that black person?
Right.
What's this water hose doing?
Right.
So on the greater scheme, it worked for the context of its time.
Right.
But now, as Kwame Ture had actually criticized Martin Luther King, you can't shame someone who has no conscience.
Right, exactly.
And the only time they really got shamed with Martin Luther King wasn't because they had a conscience, it's because they're afraid that the Soviets and the Chinese would win the narrative.
Right.
So they're like, fuck, we have to do this. And to get someone who is a racist bastard like LBJ to have to do that, I think part of when he got killed was because they had to cede some room to the Soviets. So we have to keep that in context. We don't have the Soviet Union anymore. Anyone who wants to think of Russia as being no, they're capitalists. Yeah, everyone wants to say
for the longest, but the media still spins it like they're like the Russian bear. It's like, come on, like let's be for real. Let's be for real.
Yeah, and the Chinese are actually communists, but they're much more hands off. Like, not my fucking business, man. You guys fucked. Yeah. Do you want to buy a car?
Right.
So,
they're more like about infrastructure. Now, granted, during COVID, when people were trying to leave, they were like breaking people's necks, and throwing their bodies into trucks and then sealing infected people into their buildings, welding them into their apartments, and even blowing up buildings of the dead of COVID, which was like,
well, that's what we were told.
That's what we're told. Yeah.
So we have to kind of, because they passed the bill, and keep in mind, just a few weeks ago or a month ago or so, for 1.5 billion in anti-Chinese propaganda. So that's what we're told.
Right. That's true.
So I'm always very leery as to how China's portrayed, because
even Taiwan, we have this thing where
how we're portrayed
as
Latinos, as Black people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spin to it. So I would say yes, from what we understand, that's what happened or supposedly happened. We could find out it's bullshit, like Tiananmen Square.
Oh yeah, that was totally.
That kid never got ran over.
Right.
I don't know if you ever notice it, but when the tank approaches him, he moves, the tank tries to move, and then it cuts. So we never know if he got ran over.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he was a soldier. Even the one that was catching him, the one that caught themselves on fire, they were saying that was a soldier. Like it was like a false flag operation.
Yeah, color revolution. So I'm always a little leery as to that, because it's murky to us, right?
Right.
Not to say that they might not have done it.
People are saying that they're saying that this is a false flag. I already see one guy saying that the guy's pistol was the same pistol that's issued to ICE. They're saying that his clothing looks similar to the ICE uniform. So this is how crazy misinformation is out there. And then, we have the IDF in charge of our social media now, right? So, TikTok has a new disclaimer that basically they could use your shit for whatever, so I haven't used TikTok in a minute. I haven't agreed to it because I'm just like, well, where's the rest of this contract? This is just like a one-page thing. What's going on?
They're also talking about using TikTok to scan for the user's immigration status, and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
So on the other side of this, though, because it isn't always going to stay like this, and we all have to have a very long memory now. We have to remember who the motherfuckers during this time period, because this isn't always going to be like this. And when it flips, we got to make sure that these cockroaches don't go back to the back of the fridge and hide.
Right.
And then say, it wasn't me. No, I was doing this. And no, I wasn't. No, we have to be very meticulous as to remembering who the motherfuckers were amongst us.
Right.
Because they will do it in a heartbeat and then plan to do the same shit again.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Very true. Very true. These are trying times, know.
But they're good times in a way.
All right.
I'll explain why. Here in France right now, actually, the National Assembly was a big thing about talking about allowing the cops to shoot people without giving any sort of the cops could shoot someone and not get called out for it. So there's a big debate here, which is interesting because as you start to see the international news and you're seeing how the right has this entire globalist network, we, all the other ones who are not part of that network, we all have to start recognizing this pattern and realizing in our respective countries who the fucking traitors are. Because they're all answering not just to Trump, but to the very wealthy amongst us.
Right.
Anyone that comes with the language of X, Y, and Z, it's like, oh, and you're also pro-Trump and you live where?
Right.
Let me guess, you're a traitor.
Right.
I
mean, even our last election, even like I voted Green Party, but even Jill Stein, who just appears during elections, has, I feel, been compromised because in the previous election, I remember FBI, I think it was Comey that said it. The Trump administration met with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats, Hillary Clinton, met with Russia. And the Green Party met with Russia. Now they're all pointing fingers at each other, as to, oh, you met with Russia, you had lunch with Russians together. They all did. And actually, in the very last election, there was an interview with the Green Party, Jill Stein, and they asked her to denounce Russia, and she didn't do it.
Well,
she did not do it. She would not. She was just like, she was literally like playing politician and circling around it for like 20 minutes. And it's like, why don't you, yes or no? Do you denounce, are you accepting funds from Russia? She would not say yes or no.
Yeah,
so
that's very clear to say no.
Right. It's like every aspect of what we've been doing to other countries is now being done to us. Meddling in other people's elections and affairs. So it's like, on one hand, you have the United States, we have our problems with the red and the blue, but then now the green, which was really like an independent movement, is, definitively, do I know if she was receiving money from Russia? But she would not say yes or no. So she skirted. If it's true, you're just like, you skirt around the issue. If it's false, you're like, hell no way.
Yeah.
But that no way never came. So,
and here's the thing. We Americans have been conditioned from the Cold War to automatically, and this is a problem in Europe too.
Right.
Anti-Russia is very fucking deep.
Oh yeah, big time. Right. And
it's irrational on so many levels because we don't understand that, one, during our revolution, Catherine the Great managed to help us. Basically, it was an embargo that kept the British from sending over more weapons. So they were there for us at the beginning. After the Civil War, or during the Civil War, American Civil War, it was the Russians who also helped a naval brigade to fuck over the British so they wouldn't interfere to help the South.
Right.
They also helped negotiate between the North and the South, the treaty. That's something that's not talked about. Look up Gerald Horne, talks all about it. Then we get to the Russian Revolution. So we're fighting World War I. What happens is Lenin and his boys kick out the Tsar. And who comes in to help them? This is not talked about. We sent several thousand troops along with the Japanese, the French, the English to go help the Tsar, the White Army, against the Red Army. So we've been fucking with them for a long time. So for them, they're probably looking at these motherfuckers, right?
Right.
And then we get to World War II. which we kept promising them all this shit.
They look at the Russians as they're your Euro Asians, the other whites, not our whites.
Oh man, I could tell you shit.
You know, like I say, white people don't like each other, right?
Oh man,
it's like they've been fighting each other for thousands of years, going way back when, you know, right? It's like
this pan-European stuff is just fucking hilarious. And the crazy part is that the people that lead all of them, whether it's the Romanovs or whoever, they're all interrelated to each other.
Right, it's all blood. It's all blood.
They're all the same blood family members.
Yeah.
And then they get everyone else who's not related to them to fight each other. I could tell you about this to the
the history of our wars are always like related to like some family or another, right? It's like it's not just politics.
And then when an outside family comes in, that's when they get really fucking upset. That's when you suddenly seeing like, what do you mean the French and the English are hanging out with the Spanish? There must be something up here, right? Because it's like they usually hate each other. Like, whoa,
He's talking to my cousin. Why has he got beef with us?
He's got beef with some guy who's not related to us. Oh shit, right? And that's a reality. So here's the other thing. So we have the Soviet Union. The Cold War begins against the country that was gutted. They lost 26 million people. The whole Cold War was a fucking scam. It got us worked up. Oh, the Russians, this. Did they do some amazing things? Yes. It's amazing they did what they did. You're talking 10% illiteracy with the czars. And then with the Soviet Union, you have like 80 to 90% literacy. So it wasn't completely like, horrible. Right. And then it collapses in the 90s. And here's the part where everyone sort of skips over. We go from Russia in the 60s to all of a sudden Russia today, and the 90s never fucking happened. But you go from owning your own home, because that's just the standard thing, to capitalism. And it was the wild, wild East. And who emerges at that time? Literally, Yeltsin was on the phone talking to, I think it was Clinton, and he said, look, Russia is not Haiti. You got to give us a break on these loans. And who was supposedly listening on the other line because it was his VP? Putin. So if you put yourself into their perspective, here I am at my fucking lowest because I fell apart. And you're coming over here and stepping on me. Right. Like, and then you think, well, is he going to want to fuck us back? Of course he is. So this is like,
the mentality of like, I'm going to assault you and you're just going to take it.
Yeah.
Again, comes from this whole nonviolent movement of like people being like, whoa, I attacked you. Why are you attacking me? Oh, we got to defend ourselves. It's like, no. Of course, every action has a reaction. That's just basic.
That's just
science,
how it goes.
Do
you remember the movie Gladiator?
Yes.
There is this one exchange at the very beginning that I thought made that movie brilliant. And it's when they're waiting to fight the Germans. And Maximus's second in command says to him, people should know when they're conquered. And Maximus looks at him and says, if it was you or I, do you think that we would just, let it be? Or do you think you'll fight? Exactly. And this is where Americans haven't really sunk in.
Right. You fuck around, you're going to find out.
Find out. So, I mean, you had Putin playing Blueberry Hill for a whole room full of stars in the early 2000s. He was as pro-Western as possible, right? And this is not to defend him or anything. It's just to give a little context on the other side, why they view it.
Right.
And we were punch drunk. We were just so happy. We won everything. We're the number one. We're the soul power. And I think more than the interference of anyone else, and if there is anyone that's interfering, would be Israel. Really, that gets left out. We don't talk about Bibi, right? Woo. Be quiet. No one says he's a Bibi puppet, right? He's a Bibi. No one says he's a Bibi puppet or Kamala's a Bibi puppet. It's a foregone conclusion, and we have a whole genocide on our hands.
Right. And it's still going on. It hasn't stopped.
Still going on.
It hasn't talked about Palestine's like old news, even though they're still getting bombed daily. No one's talking about it.
Exactly.
So
and
it's only if you have like social media, that this still exists. You know, they're like, "Oh, it's over. We have a ceasefire." It's like, no, they shouldn't have.
I
Responded.
know,
Which
and
goes to show you, we got this clip. We got a clip
awesome.
on Trump's blackmail, right? let's go. I think I sent you this one earlier. Let's see.
Oh, is this the Board of Peace crap?
No, this is the. Let me see. Here we go.
I believe that the American government is sort of trapped by the Israelis. Jeffrey Epstein is one of their tools to trap them.
And what do you think of Dershowitz's denial?
Hold on a second. I want to give you an example. Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, Ehud Barak, met Arafat in the 90s, and there was no deal. The reason was Epstein. They were being blackmailed by Epstein. Ehud Barak was also a friend of Epstein, the prime minister of Israel at the time. But he was being blackmailed by the Israeli right wing as well. And they stopped an agreement with Arafat. They were about to reach an agreement there for a two-state solution, but that was stopped because of Epstein. They were both being blackmailed by Epstein.
And so Jeffrey Epstein, in a way, presumably being used as a tool by the Israelis, helped to change the course of history in this region I'm speaking to you from.
Of course, a change thing, and they trapped a number of U.S. presidents by using Jeffrey Epstein. And it wasn't only about sex, it was also the money issue. Where was the money coming from? But everything is stuck over Gaza. And I believe the Israelis have the American government captive due to what happens with Epstein, or what happened in the past with Epstein. Rupert Murdoch, newspaper, Wall Street Journal, put out that card or something, birthday card Trump sent to Epstein. Where do you think they got it from? And I don't think Trump wants to continue this war or the genocide. I think it's the Israelis holding him back. I believe that the American government is sort of trapped by the Israelis. Jeffrey Epstein is one of their tools to trap them.
So yeah, that's comments. Yeah. What do you think?
What I think he's correct, and I think that something that I've been posting about on my Facebook wall for anyone who's my friends. This whole thing with Denmark and Greenland is very dangerous for Trump, but not because of the breakup of NATO. It's because if NATO, and by the way, in all my years, I've never heard, in Spain it was talked about in public, but on TV and in French television talking about removing bases. Like, fortunately, France doesn't have any bases, but basically getting rid of NATO is very, very dangerous for Israel.
Yep.
And here's why. Because in order to be able to get enforced power in the Middle East, it comes from the bases in Europe. So if Trump fucks up, and by the way, he came out and apologized to the British soldiers because he had said some smack about they'd never did anything for us. And he had to be reminded how many British soldiers and French soldiers died in Afghanistan and other places. So he apologized, which is haphazard. But if he loses NATO, he loses a reach to defend Israel. And the same people who basically, as the gentleman was saying, is twisting his arm, will be the same ones that won't miss this time.
Right, exactly.
You know, but I think he's right. But I think we have to kind of, I would say we have to look at Israel as a faction of the American government.
Right.
not as a separate entity. It's part of.
It's part of the United States. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a strategic arm to dismantle stuff. I mean, Brzezinski talked about this extensively in his book, The Grand Chess Master. So
The grand, yep.
yeah, so I
Which you
mean,
need Eurasia divided.
yeah, the
But
destabilization of the Arab nations. That's been their goal since forever, since the 80s. There's a Golden Girl clip I sent you. I don't know if you saw it. About
no,
they're talking about, and it goes back to like these things are in the media. They're in the media subconsciously as jokes in comedy and movies. These things are put in there subliminally, and we just look at it and oh, this is ridiculous and laugh about it. But I mean, there's a clip from the Golden Girls that talks about Greenland. Way back in 1987, that's resurfaced on social media. It's going viral. So
Well,
I mean, it's a joke, is a joke, is a joke. But where did this joke come from? Where did this idea come from? Who?
well, we've wanted Greenland for a long time.
For a long time, right? So, and this is an idea. Why? Take a look at this. This is a little crazy. It's funny, but look at this.
We're not going to get clipped, right?
I hope not. It's less than a minute.
I called a radio talk show. I gave them the solution to the crisis in the Middle East.
Giving the Palestinians Greenland? I didn't know that was you. You were great.
Giving the Palestinians Greenland?
It's a big place. Nobody uses it.
You would take a desert people and put them in the ice and snow?
With the proper clothes, they'll be fine.
I called a radio talk.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
these are not new concepts, I mean, Trump has been talking his shit about law and order since the 80s, right? With the Central Park Five. He'd go on to take out ads on papers calling for their death and hangings and
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
all this shit that he'd go to David Letterman and talk about if he was president, what he would do. This has been a long time coming and planned. This is a long game, that,
Well, something that, because we always talk about people always talk about the KGB as though the CIA is like, doesn't exist. They don't do shit.
right.
They don't groom people from when they're 17. They don't do fucking MK Ultra and all this other shit.
Right.
But anyone that wants to know Trump's connection to the deep state he's always fighting, right? He's the big man. He's going to fight him. He's, the man on a white horse with a sword. Look up Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn was the man who was part of the Red Scare. He was the man who was McCarthy's right-hand man. He prosecuted the Rosenbergs, and a lot of prosecutors said that they would not have sought the death penalty, but he purposely went out to do it because he enjoyed the idea of having them killed.
Right.
Roy, once the whole McCarthy thing blew up, went off to work in New York as a lawyer for the mob. Now, anyone who knows about the CIA and the mob, they walk hand in hand. One's the corporate side, and the other is the one that does all the illicit side.
Right.
And in 1973, when Trump was being sued for racial discrimination by the Nixon administration, who does Trump turn to? Roy Cohn. And Roy Cohn was his Sith Lord. He's the one who trained Trump. There are more connections to the deep state with Trump than any of the other shit that they want to say. It's right there in plain.
Roy Cohn got his ass.
Yeah, Roy Cohn. He was an asshole. He prosecuted gay people, even though he
himself
was gay.
Yeah.
So
another Hoover,
Yeah, yeah. And Hoover apparently was Black American.
Right.
He never found his birth certificate.
That's why he was passing.
Yeah, he was passing. But hey, look at Alex Karp, the head of Palantir. He's part African American.
Right.
And he's giddy about wanting to kill everyone that opposes him in any sort of shape, way, or form. These are the people that we're giving our keys to. And too many people want to think that the tech brass are our friends.
Right.
They're not.
They're not. And they're putting these things subliminally still in the movies. There's a movie just called One Battle After Another with DiCaprio. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen the posters for it, but it looked like such a state piece of propaganda, CIA shit. I just have no interest in watching it.
I think you would enjoy it. It comes up with, I just saw it, and it's basically putting out this movement, this concept of the lefty terrorist, whatever, but it's pro-lefty. It's not anti-lefty, but
Okay.
but it's putting it into people's subconscious minds that the left are like power to the people, which we were, some of us still are, but the majority really aren't.
No.
But they're putting that out there. They're preparing us. And you can see it in this poster. You got the black chick with the baby, right? The future. And then this goes into the whole Hamas, even the children of Hamas are terrorists type of thing, where they're like selling you this idea with the pregnant woman, she's fighting for the future with the machine gun. Great movie, hilarious, but there's a darker tone to it, right? The DiCaprio film. DiCaprio's part of that whole Diddy thing, right?
He likes them young, or I should say, I hear he likes them young.
I mean, and then of course, Civil War. That movie, Civil War, that was what was a big thing before.
And it was directed by a British guy, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not even American.
I mean, you got this whole. I'm telling you, it's like Hollywood is in control of putting these things into our subconscious.
Funny you should mention that. I don't remember if you remember after 9/11, there were articles that were going right underneath the radar talking about how Hollywood, and they were doing this before, met up with the Pentagon.
Right.
They wanted to create stories. See, this is where everyone goes, oh, the woke agenda.
Right.
It's the military industrial complex agenda.
Right.
In which they would create stories. That's how we got that stupid 24 and all the other. Everything's like pro, like I can't watch a movie where there isn't a spook. Like it's just a normal person. Everything has to deal with, oh, and guess what? Now they're a CIA agent. The fuck do I want to know that they're a CIA agent? It was just a normal movie about a kid and his dog,
Right.
And they infuse it through everything.
Right.
But you go to the beginnings of Hollywood with the Birth of a Nation.
Right.
That's the beginnings of Hollywood. And it was a way of shaping the way that they would view black people. So it's been a propaganda tool forever.
Forever. Yeah, Birth of a Nation. And who's in charge of Hollywood? No comment. It's like,
you can look it up. It's actually historically, it's there. But the crazy part is, as much as people are saying Trump is racist, and there's no shadow of a doubt that he is.
Right.
Wilson loved that movie.
Oh, yeah.
He played it in the White House. He said, I think it was like lightning on celluloid or something like that.
Right.
So.
And then you got these movies like Civil War that came out some years ago, which is basically making the press kind of the enemy, right? You got the press. These people are the focus. You got this Trump-like figure. Obviously, they're trying to make this actor look like Trump, right? With the Miller. And then you got Abraham Lincoln. It's like these subliminal images that they put into our brains to be like, it's like, we're the, when we were kids, you had that movie, what was that called? Red Dawn, the Russians coming. And then now it's the Democrats are coming, right? It's like they're framing it like, oh, the Democrats are the Reds, so it's like we've inverted the enemy from within. It's the Russians, it's the Chinese, it's the Muslims. Oh, it's the left. The people who are anti-gun. The people who are the anti-gun people are the enemy.
Yeah.
The anti-Christian, transgender, homosexuals. It's a free for all.
No,
Beware.
you're 100% right. It's bizarre.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's not like
We're the terrorists.
they've killed off anyone who would have come close to being a Che. I mean, the whole purpose of Hoover, he was after the Black Jesus. He was after the Black Jesus. He thought himself Herod or something, and he was killing all these people off, Fred Hampton, all these people. And even the Christian nationalism, by the way, that everyone thinks, not affected by this PSYOP and all this MK Ultra stuff. Anyone who's a Christian nationalist who watches this, please go type in J. Edgar Hoover and Christian white nationalism. The FBI shaped even your white nationalism is a PSYOP of PSYOPs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They were choosing which Bible verses the preachers would read in churches as much as they could to make it anti-communist. And here we are. It's like a perfect operating system. Hands off. They don't have to do shit.
Right. This is what we're talking about, man. Awakening the people, waking them up. Like,
yeah, but that
harsh look at ourselves before.
Yeah, but don't be woke, man. What does that say?
Don't be awake.
Don't be woke. Don't be awake. Go back
Stay asleep.
Shit tastes better in the Matrix, right?
Right. That's right.
I mean, the house is on fire, motherfucker. What do you mean go back to sleep? I gotta get out of the house.
I'm telling you, man. It's just like
no one really paid attention to that. Like, what are you saying, anti-woke? Like, if you think about it, that's also a psychological game. Being anti-awake, and when we really needed to, at that point, take back the word woke and say, no, that's not what it fucking means.
Right.
It means to be aware.
Aware. It's an awareness.
When you run to Alex Jones or whatever, you're trying to be aware. That's kind of a version of woke for you.
Right.
When you run to Donald Trump, you think you're being aware. I'm not saying that that's being aware, but that's aware of awareness.
Being aware of awareness.
Being aware. Yeah.
Yes.
Painful. Very painful.
I don't know if you've seen this little clip that I took a little watercolor drawing. This is why I love AI. I mean, I should be anti-AI, but I'm not. The complexity of humanity is like the facets of a diamond. We have many flaws.
I'm anti the corporations who are fucking stealing from us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm anti. I'm anti the corporations that are fucking stealing from us.
Yeah.
That's,
Take a look at this. This is a watercolor that I did. This is an actual drawing I've been taking. The AI couldn't figure out what I was telling him, just to take the knife and stab the earth, but the AI couldn't figure it out. But he's like confused. It's like,
wow.
But essentially, that's basically what's happening, right? You're just like stabbing the earth. It's like, and then we got this thing over here. Somebody was just posting. I was looking for this passing. What we were just talking about, J. Edgar Hoover on passing.
Yeah, he was a mean little bastard.
Oh,
by the way, he was being, and I'm sure I said this before, but he was being blackmailed.
Right.
By Lansky. Meyer Lansky was blackmailing him because he had pictures of him going down on his number 2.
Whoa. And another thing is, I got a lot of guff for this piece here, where Donald Trump says all that stuff with Epstein was a long time ago. Everyone just needs to move on. There are real problems facing our nation, problems caused by Joe Biden. There's a commie running New York City. Nobody wants to hear about Epstein. Nobody cares. It's all Democratic hoaxes. Besides, 14-year-olds is old enough to make your own decisions. Thank you for your attention to this matter, right? This is a retruth on Truth Social, right? Now, someone was attacking me. Well, several people were like, "This is fake. This is not real." I'm like, okay, I'm going to prove them wrong. So I went on to Truth Social. I actually downloaded the app. It's disgusting. It's like, it's all like the people that you see. But you know what? If we're going to be like, we got to kind of be like, I'm not going to say diplomatic, but I'm going to say, if you want to really know what these people are thinking, go onto the Truth Social. Like, I downloaded it, and every single talking head, doesn't matter what they say on the news, what they're saying that's not on the news is far worse. So I actually went and scrolled down. I was like, okay, this was like let me say it was November, whatever date it was, November 14th, 2022, right? So I actually went onto social to look it up. Guess what? Anything pertaining to Epstein is no longer on Truth Social from Trump's real. So it was like September 30th, and then there's a big jump to like 2025. So everything that he said about Epstein is no longer there. It's been scrubbed. So it's real. Because if it wasn't real, why would he be scrubbing 3 months? And each day, I mean, it took me a few hours because every day, just like when he was on Twitter, he has about 30 posts per day. And these are from him because it's unhinged, you know? I mean, the shit that they left behind was fucking unhinged. I'm like, you know, about the 600%, 500%, and sure, that's still there. It's like, you know, it's like,
and you know what? I have to commend you. You're right. That we should be. I mean, my view is don't interact with it, but go there, see what the fuck they're saying, and come back and go, hey, this is what they're fucking saying. That's how I treat X.
Right.
Go there, see what's going on, like what other controversies. Because Facebook, let's face it, is a very closed, isolated garden.
It is.
You know, it's just like 6 weeks later. Oh, did you know that Trump said this? Like, fuck, they said that like 6 weeks ago, man.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, so I mean that's pretty much it. That, you know, it's like I had to defend. I'm not going to shout out the people who are like, you know, attacking like some comic book professionals, whatever, or people that, you know, you and I know.
I love how you dropped that. Some comic book professionals.
Relatives, you know, some relatives, you know, like, which is funny because the same relatives that were praising Iran's downfall with that riot were the same ones who are anti-Black Lives Matter. I don't understand that. How can you be a Christian, first of all? You're pro-genocide. You're pro-Israel because the Bible tells you, which the Bible doesn't say that. If they actually read the Bible, it says something totally different. I'm not getting into it. But, but you didn't read your Bible, kids, you know? It says something completely different. It's like,
actually, you know, talking about chosen people, this is sort of interesting just a little bit. In the Bible, it says, those who do my will are my chosen people.
Right. There you have it.
Can't have that. But anyway, continue.
But then you know, you're pro-Iran, like the burning of a mosque and people dying and stuff. And they're like, oh, look, they're killing the demonstrators. I was like, oh, what about those demonstrators being Mossad agents?
Yeah. Gotta put that Mossad in your hair.
Remember to wash twice daily.
Twice daily. You know, might get a revolution.
Right.
Yeah, that was wild. They just basically blew up in their face.
Right. It was Bay of Pigs 2.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what happened. And guess what? No one's talking about it anymore. It was in the news cycle for a week. It's like, oh, don't talk about that. CIA. No, CIA. It's like
wow. And where are they now with the ICE?
All right. And we care so much about those you know, those freedom fighters, right? Here we go again. Freedom fighters fighting for the freedom of Iran. They're hung. Anyone talking about that? Feeling bad about it? Not a peep.
And it's like, this is not new with Iran. We've been fucking over Iran forever and a day.
Forever.
Like, I mean, that's why I had posted. I remember when Trump won the second time, and a lot of people were fucking freaking out. Oh my God, Russia's interfering in our elections, blah, blah. I'm like, I hate to tell you, but the rest of the world, if Russia did, the rest of the world is fucking laughing its ass off because we've been doing that to everyone else. Everyone's like, really? Interference? They interfered in your elections? Well, fuck. Hate to tell you, but you've done it to Italy, you did it to Spain, you did it in fucking Nicaragua, you did it in Panama, you did it in Brazil, you did it, and now it comes home and you're like shocked.
Right. It's like the rooster comes, the chicken comes home to roost, as they say, right?
Yeah, exactly. We should be going, oh, fuck, it finally hit us, man. Shame.
Yeah. It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean,
no, it doesn't. But
So,
I think a lot of us don't know our history in terms of what we've done outside.
I think it's important to know what you're dealing with. I won't use the word enemy, but because I don't really believe in having enemies personally. I want to live this life and say I had no enemies. That's just my goal in life to say,
right.
I'm not going to be, I'm not going to draw the line in the sand and say I was on this side or that side. I'm just like, to me, there are no sides. I don't want to be a part. Leave me out of it. Fuck you. That's just me. Because I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't want to die for a cause. I'm going to die for my cause. I'm going to stand for the things that pertain to me I'm not going to stand with the Democrats and say rah, 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 because the Democrats doing a lot of fucked up shit. I'm not going to stand on the Green Party side and say rah, 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 or the Republican side, rah, rah, rah. I'm not going to do, it's like you want to go and kill each other. I'm going to be like the Native Indians and just like, let's wait to what happens to see what happens when this is all over. Like,
well, that's where I differ.
We'll get the land back.
For myself, this is where I differ.
It's like,
we clearly have an enemy. The enemy is not a political party.
Right.
It is the very few who have a lot of money.
Right.
So it's the people versus the few.
Right.
My perspective is I will do and say whatever I can for the people.
Mm-hmm.
But I will never fucking ever fucking give the wealthy an inch. Because they're the fucking enemy.
Right.
And I'm going to be clear about that. If you're Democrat, you're still part of the people. You just plugged into one of your barons.
Right.
If you're Republican, you're plugged into one of your barons. I guess the Green Party too. But at the end, it's all of us working people versus these assholes.
It's versus the rich, yes.
Versus the rich. So the enemy is.
When I say that, I don't wish anyone's death, but
well,
I may feel that way, but I don't. In reality, I don't think we should.
Let's say I
want autonomy.
I will enjoy many an obituary. Let's put it that way.
And just so people know that I'm not digging in my ears, like being gross. There's a little like these. I had these little black things that were put in my ear by my acupuncturist. They were just irritating me, so I pulled them off.
Yeah.
These little mind control beads.
Mind control beads. So yeah, I was from that perspective. That's where I go. The other stuff is just like you're fucking being zombies. Stop being a fucking zombie.
Right.
Recognize what the fucking problem is.
Right.
And let's try to move on.
Right.
And tackle the problem.
Right.
Because it's a few psychopaths.
Right.
Because
yes.
clearly these psychopaths are genociding people.
I
cannot sit on the same side as a motherfucker that's genociding people.
I cannot.
So if they hate me, I love it. If they love me and praise me, know that I've been compromised.
I don't support genocide, but it's I don't support stupidity.
Yeah.
But I do have compassion for people who are not smart enough to know the difference. Yeah. And I think that's I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand that perspective.
I'm pro humanity, even though I don't like humans.
It's like because I like humans. I think that we're overall can be We're nice. I think we can be nice. I think
Right.
that's being used against us by a few.
Right.
And that's the problem, in my view.
Right.
And I do think, yeah, the very few, they're definitely the problem.
Right.
They're definitely the problem. We have to sort of figure out a way because they're always going to be there. And when I say wealthy, I don't mean a multimillionaire or millionaire. I mean, it's not like back in the 80s when we were kids. We were
Right.
like, wow, millionaire. That's a big. I'm talking like
And that's
people
not
who
the
can,
problem. We were celebrating the wealth that we were being deprived from.
yeah,
That's not a psyop. I don't know what is.
like
Like what
starving
is
people looking into a buffet,
right.
telling the guy who's about to stuff his face with a whole bunch of food, "You eat that fucking food. That looks delicious." Right?
And we
Instead
were
of
kids, they
saying,
were like, "You better eat your food." There's a lot of kids starving in China now. Now
yeah,
it's Plaza. It's
yeah.
like
So for me, that's the main
changing.
thing. But yeah, no, I hear you. And there's a long time I felt that way. No, yeah, if the very rich, the ones who can bend our society to their
Right.
own image,
Right. To
are
the
a fucking problem.
they're the problem.
Yeah, they're the problem. And if you know,
Is there a solution? Yes.
yeah,
Uh, jail them. Take their wealth. No
yeah,
more debt. No more national debt.
yeah, yeah.
You just take their wealth, and there's no more national debt, right? And
And we need a new
let's be
system.
real. Their wealth is really our money. They're
Yeah,
living on our taxes. The only
but not
reason
just the
why they're rich,
taxes,
you know,
our work.
yeah, our labor, yes,
Like when someone says, they're self-made. Oh, the fuck you're not. No one's self-made.
no,
And here's why. Elon Musk still needs customers,
right, and our $10 billion for his stupid rocket that can't
which
fly
comes from us, right?
comes from us.
So either way, all of us are a community. You know, whoever buys your books or my books or whoever's books,
Right,
if we were to do well, we're not self-made. We're made because of our fans. We're made because of our readers.
right,
We're not independent of those readers, and then we can scold them and say, well, your reason you're poor is because X, Y, and Z. No, that's not how it works. If
right.
anything, we as creators should be saying thank you for buying my stuff.
Being
Thank you for choosing me.
right.
You know,
And I'm going to segue into that since you mentioned that. A friend of mine we
go
made
ahead.
an art swap recently, and he found 3 of my issues from 26 years ago. We're over
Oh,
the
wow.
in the dollar bin.
Oh, wow.
It's like I can't believe it's 26 years ago. You know, it's just like
Wow.
that was the #1 issue from the year. It was written in 1993, but so it's older than. And this color print was put out in 2000. So this is crazy.
Wow. The scary thing is it doesn't seem that long ago.
It doesn't seem that long ago. It's like, what the hell? You know, it's like, but I actually was writing those in college in 1993. So we got the dollar bin books. We've made it to the dollar bin. We're
You
successful.
made it to the dollar bin.
We're
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
Which
That's
all has to do
cool.
with politics and war and stuff like that, So it's like Vietnam, it's like, that's why I always laugh when people say, "Oh, stick to your comics. You don't know anything about it." Or what is this? Right. Page 1 is the map of Vietnam. It's like, what are you talking about? I've always been about. I have to laugh when people say that. Mind your business. Stick to your comic books. You don't know what you're talking about.
And that's the thing too. Like our culture has relegated the artist
right
to not participating. Other cultures, the artist is part of
right.
the
We've
hey,
had wars because of that.
things are fucked up.
Things are fucked up. Look at that.
Wow.
That's not political.
20 years ago, man. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's like years and years ago. People, I find it funny, but it just shows you how people don't really pay attention to what's in front of their face. I mean, look at that collage. Beautiful. JFK. It's like, this is. Stop talking about politics. It's like, And I think that's why this show is important, because I think people need to talk about politics. Artists need to reclaim their power.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be the typical hypocrite. Choose a side. Yeah, I'm gonna be an adult now. I'm gonna be a hypocrite. Choose a side, goddamn it. Even though there are no sides, choose a side.
Yeah, I mean, the sides is those who want to choke us and those who want to share.
Right.
And if you want to share, you're with everyone.
Right.
Right? You're with everyone.
Right.
To be honest with you, there's always going to be rich people.
I'm pure humanity.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be rich people.
There's
no getting around that. But
Right.
do they have to all of a sudden, because they woke up at 3:00 in the morning
Right.
and had some sort of I don't know, their brain shot back something from a heavy metal cartoon from the 1980s. And they're like, yes, the world has to be like this. And they start putting all sorts of fucking money towards it. And the rest of us have to fucking buy. No.
Right.
No. I think we all should have a say as to what our future should be.
Mhm.
It's not up to some jackass
Right.
with a lot of money. And I think we have to put money into its proper perspective.
Right.
You can have it, but mind you, there's certain rules that we all still have to pull together and decide what we do.
Yeah, and I think humanity, and maybe it's this young generation, hopefully. Why are we paying rent? Why are we paying to live on a planet where no other creature on the planet pays?
If I tell you this, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of people who watch this are going to get upset.
Yeah, I'm just going to be full anarchist right now.
So in China, it has a 90% home ownership.
Right.
So 90% of its people do.
Mm-hmm.
Your first home, you don't pay taxes on.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Now I know where to move.
So now, do you see where I'm going with this?
Love it or leave it.
We're all renting.
Right. That's right.
Even if you own it outright, you're still renting through taxes.
Or how, like in the Arab states, a friend of mine that's from Egypt says that there's no interest on loans. You pay the loan, and that's it. You pay the debt.
Usury is illegal in Islam.
Right.
Yeah, it used to be illegal in Catholicism.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, this is how they worked it around. Well, what if we get that guy? He's not Christian.
Right.
And you charge interest, and we're going to work around this.
Right.
And that's...
Love it or leave it. Oh, where can I move? That's Egypt?
You're
an ally.
Those are Islamic principles.
Right.
There's a lot of different things that we could run our societies in different ways, in better ways, more humane ways. It doesn't have to be
and demand more. People have to demand more. Like, stop. I mean, literally, as a homeowner, more than 90% of my mortgage goes to interest. That's like, what?
Yeah.
Imagine having a credit card that you made payments to, and only less than 10% actually went to the actual principal of the debt that you borrowed.
Yeah.
People would be
Meanwhile,
but nobody says shit about the housing market.
And the bank makes all of it.
Right.
Here's something that most bankers won't want people to know.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient Mesopotamia, I did mention last week about the debt cycles, but they actually had a formula. They had a formula that could tell them the exact point where an interest payment and its loan decoupled. And there's no fucking way, no matter what you did, that you'd be able to pay off that loan.
Right.
You're talking 5,000 years ago.
Right.
They knew this.
Right.
So that's for all the people who, we got AI. Oh, no, this is just math. And who's making the money? The banks. You already paid off your mortgage through interest payments, I'm sure. Long time ago.
Well, I just recently bought the house for my mom. The house was paid off a long time ago, like 30 years ago. But now I just repurchased it for her because she didn't have a retirement. So
Okay.
Which was stupid, but at the same time,
Well, you're
No,
being a good son.
I'm being the good son. I'm being the dumbass son, but I mean,
Yeah. But in time,
yeah,
they've taken, by the time you finish paying it, they would have taken more than you purchased it for.
right,
And we have to start. When I would hear all these fiscal conservatives, they never talk about actual money. They
right,
just talk, oh, we're in debt. Everything's on fire. We're going to fall apart. Well, okay, let's sit down and start talking about why we're having problems, all the interest payments and everything else, and be like adults. Instead, people just say, and you'll talk to anyone who thinks they know about, oh, we're in debt, where everything's going to fall apart. Well, that doesn't really explain the problem.
right,
We have to start getting more into that. And interest payments is a big deal. I think we need cycles of debt forgiveness. After a while, like if you've been at it, they
right,
just wipe it out, you know, and
right,
whoever's holding the debt, because money is debt. So when you have the money, someone else, it's like an IOU. And we were going to have to start that's how you also get rid of some of the rich people's wealth and their power, because what they're holding in terms of money is someone else's debt. You remove that, and all of a sudden they start to lose a lot of their money.
right,
So our indebtedness is their money. We're literally indebted to them.
right. Which is you could take it to another level and say servitude, right? Like this
Yeah.
is
Yeah, it's that
indefinite servitude.
it's debt slavery. And you'll never hear the right say that, because the right still wants to, or even the centrists, leftists aren't even listened to. They just poke fun at, called pinkos, so they don't even matter in the equation, right?
Yeah, Pinko. It's like
Right. It's like,
when I was a kid, I was like, "Is that people that like the color pink?"
yeah, right. What's hilarious is that the right wing loves the color red, and that's associated with communism. That to me is like
Isn't that hilarious?
weird. And each of them try to patch up, put duct tape on a broken system.
It's almost like they're looking at the mirror and yelling at themselves.
Well, or they're looking at the mirror and they're trying to put makeup on the mirror to
Right.
hide that they're aging.
Right. And it's JD Vance.
What if I put a picture of myself? I'll look young again. As opposed to, you have to accept you're getting old and you have to deal with that.
Right. It's like my students always ask me, "Oh, Mr. Felix, do you miss being a teenager?" Because I guess like the younger teachers will say, "Oh, I miss this, I miss that." I'm like, hell no. Being a teenager sucks.
It does. It really does.
Everyone tells you what to do. You got no autonomy. You gotta.
And your brain is starting to think more like an adult, and you
Right.
want your autonomy. You're frustrated.
Right.
Yeah, I don't miss those years
And
either.
you're like, well, do you miss being in your 20s? Hell no. I was broke. It's like struggling, looking for ways to pay this, like having no money and actually having no money. It's like, it's like
Yeah. It's
I
about
enjoy
accepting.
age and look forward to death at some point.
I mean, it's a fact of life. We're all going to go through it. So
yeah. I was at a meditation retreat yesterday, as I mentioned before, and they were saying that scientists, and it's not 100% accurate, but they were saying that humans, the average human, you can calculate how many days they have to live, and they said 30,000 days of life. And I was like, well, some people have bypassed that, So according to that, if you take care of yourself the best you can without getting cancer or any disease, maybe, but that means I'd be around to the year 2059, right? It's like,
yeah,
I hope so, but there's no guarantee. My father died at 63 and he was healthy as fuck. So it's like,
well, he also was in the military and got all chemicaled up. That's
in Kuwait. He should have got a few high colonics. He would have been okay, but he did. He did. It's like, I mean, it's yeah. So yeah, I guess if you can avoid cancer or any like life-threatening thing, dementia, Alzheimer's, if you eat properly, and maybe, yeah, you could live, 30,000 days, but I don't know. Check it out.
And you could just walk and get
You
hit
take it
by a
with a grain of
bus.
salt.
That also takes out the calculation of accidents.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
Accidents, shit happens.
Every day I drive to work, it's like on a suicide mission because people fucking drive like they want to die. It's just like, don't involve me in your death. Stay in your garage and put a fucking hose in your garage and breathe in that shit by yourself.
Right. And a lot of people rushing to go.
I like living.
Right. And a lot of people rushing to go to a job they hate.
A job they hate, and then rushing back home for what? To watch TV.
And I think the younger people have understood. It's sunk into them earlier. What the fuck is this for?
Right.
And in that sense, I commend them.
Yeah, a lot of millennials is like, I ain't working till I retire. Fuck this. I was like, well, what are you gonna do to pay your bills? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm like, wow, you got some balls.
Hey,
I can't live that way. I'm a boomer. I'm the child of a boomer. Like, I'm like, I need to eat. I need healthcare.
But they might be the ones who push it, though. They might be the ones that give us a new system.
Right. Exactly. And God bless.
What we need is a new system. This isn't a human system.
I'm not getting pepper sprayed in the face or beaten to piss. I just, even when I was young, I mean, I used to go to demonstrations. I went to 2003, I think that's probably the first one I went to, where it was people are shopping while bombs are dropping was the slogan, and it was in Manhattan, and it was
the anti-Iraq,
against Iraq, and I did go to a handful, but I was just like, I'm wearing a suit. I wore a fucking I walked around like a video camera, pretend I'm like a Fed. It's like, I'm not getting clubbed. I'm not gonna carry your sign. I just was like, I'm incognito, or if I wear a hoodie and a mask or something, or like, and then they said that you can't wear masks, so you couldn't wear a mask. But, I would always, for me, it was cosplay to go to a demonstration because I didn't want to get scooped up and clipped in the head, or like, like the last one I went to, they knocked over a horse and then all these cops were like beating up people. I was like, that's not me. I'm not getting, I'm more of a Malcolm X guy and less of a Dr. King guy. You hit me, I'm hitting you back. It's just, that's the bottom line. Sorry. I'm not, I'm taking for the team. That's not me. I'm just like, it's like,
I was going to say something to you. Maybe you thought of it this way. Maybe you didn't. But you finished showing me your comics from 20 years ago.
Right.
And I think that is your greatest protest. It's one that's ongoing. It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Because it's one that gets you to beyond just this catchy slogan to get people to think and read. And to, if they're tuned in enough, to go then explore.
Right.
I think that's the power of the artist that's been removed from us. And I would say from Anglo-Saxon culture, because I could tell you Spanish culture, man. Yeah, everybody knows the artist is, certain cultures it's just that way. But the Anglo-Saxon culture really works as banking culture. And I lived in Canada, so they'll be like, why do you want to be a cartoonist? What or a comic book artist? You should be a banker. So commerce comes first, then art. And I think that's the big problem with America, because it's very Anglo-Saxon. Commerce first, art next.
Right.
If you have to go through the wood chipper to get money, that's more important than asking, why do we have a wood chipper?
Right.
So I think your greatest protests are your comics.
Yeah.
That's the same way I view my comics is our comics.
Right.
Going out there and doing that might not feel right because you're already doing it when you do your art.
Right. It's like, I don't want to get beaten. It's like, honestly, I'm not making light of the guy who died, but I mean, if I have a handgun and ICE is pushing this woman, your Second Amendment rights, and they're violating your Fourth, your Second, and your Fourth Amendment, right?
Yeah.
So by all means, you have a right to use that weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally hear you, man.
So
And it's very hard. Like I
peace.
yeah, I commend him. I commend him for what he did, because
Right.
that takes a different level. I
Right.
respect that.
Right.
But yeah, I totally hear you. Under the law, he yeah. And to be honest with you,
It was within his rights to utilize that weapon, and he failed to do so.
yeah, it was within his rights. Yeah. And
They're
but
assaulting
on the other hand, I
citizen,
understand too that if he would have exercised those rights, that would have given Trump the card to use the Insurrection Act. And this is where we are.
but he's dead. But he's dead.
But he's dead.
But he's dead. He would have been dead either way. He put himself in a position where I am going to die.
Yeah. And he was just an observer.
And he was just he wasn't even part of the protest, right? He was
He's
just
just an
like, hey,
observer.
they're
He was
knocking
just
a lady
observing how
over.
people were being treated. He just
Right.
stepped in, said, "Hey, don't do this," and he got shot in the back.
Right. 9 times.
Yeah, well, 9 or 10, yeah, but it was
Yeah.
they plugged him hard.
For that, I'm sorry. Strike the match.
And here's the thing, and this is why I'm glad I'm an old guy, but there's more mischief that could be done. So much more mischief to fuck them up.
Yeah.
I jokingly said, I'm surprised people aren't dressing up like ICE agents,
Right.
doing shit to other ICE agents.
Right.
Because they mask up, you wouldn't fucking know, and be like,
Right.
man, and then next thing you know, you make them paranoid enough, they start shooting on each other.
Right.
If you do it enough, there's a lot of mischief that could be done. Not that it's right. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Which just shows how orderly we are. They always say that we human beings are so rotten.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're actually very compliant.
Right.
Because if we were this dog eat dog, we wouldn't have a society. We'd literally be like spiders where we see each other, eat each other and shit.
Yeah.
And we're not. We're not that.
Exactly.
Now,
Again, they put this into the subconscious in our minds, and we're not even aware of it. Just like they put the military in superhero films, probably since 9/11, or maybe where the superhero movie was just Batman '89 was just bad guys, superheroes and villains. Transformers, military, Superman,
which was ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, ridiculous. But
Transformers, it's like, I'm
yeah.
sorry, there's some aliens who can transform, have better technology than them. You're not challenging that shit. You let the Autobots do that. But anyway, yeah.
And then, law enforcement with mask, 2019, the Watchmen series, right? Had police with mask,
Yep.
I mean, they were telling us this is what's going to happen. And again, they tell us through this all the time, and they're fighting the left-wing faction, right? Which is like they kind of treat it like or they're the bad guys, but then the cops are super, so the cops become the superhero, and then this is the bad guy is, the bad guy is I don't know if I'm doing this right. No, I'm not doing it right. it's like I'm like trying to show other images. I'm like, I can't do that. It's just kind of like they flip it, but that was the irony of Watchmen, that it showed that superheroes. I think the guy had the finger on the pulse, that he was right about showing us that superheroes are kind of like the KKK.
Like I was telling you.
Yeah, like you mentioned a few weeks ago, like, the mask, and so it's like what we consider the heroes are really wearing the and when you said that, it kind of like took me a minute to. But look, she's the cop. She's wearing the mask.
Yep.
It's like this is
and actually the story of her
perverting the you know, and then this is the bad guy, the Rorschach, the guy who asks questions is the bad guy, you know, this is the bad hombre, the guy who's challenging the system, you know. Now, people who read Watchmen know that he was right wing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you got, and then again, it's like our society, mask versus mask, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that, as I was mentioning earlier, it's not a secret. Hollywood and the Pentagon work together.
Mhm.
If you go to make any movie that happens to have any bit of military,
Oh, they throw money
has
at
to
you.
go- they have an office in LA. It
Mhm.
goes to the Pentagon, that little office there. They
Mhm.
review the script,
Mhm.
and they'll ask you to make changes to your script. They'll ask you, you know, if it's for example, there was a whole thing with the it was supposed to be a movie that they were trying, and they had full funding for it. It was about JFK and the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right.
They couldn't made it. They couldn't have it made because the Pentagon was complaining that it made the U.S. military look weak, even though it was historically accurate.
Right. What was it?
So
10th hour or the 11th hour or something like that?
something like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
you
Good
can't
movie.
use any military equipment if it doesn't basically, you know, give a happy surprise to the U.S. military.
Right.
You know, at the end of it, oh, you love us. We look great. We're the most awesome military on the planet, and that's why you get stuff like that.
Right.
It's propaganda, you know.
Right.
Granted that at least the Watchmen series that you were showing
Mhm.
had Louis Gossett Jr. and his character and the racism he was dealing with.
Right,
And it was
exactly.
very interesting because they were doing a good job of sort of flipping the script a little bit with him, where
Yeah.
he was fighting crime and stuff. And I thought they did a good job of plugging one of the big holes in the Watchmen comic period, which was like, what do you mean you're not going to have black people fighting back? You fucking nuts,
Right.
you know? But I don't blame Alan Moore. He lives in England. He would know the internal dynamics of the United States. And it's
Right.
showing right now in Europe. Europe's fucking flipping out right now. Oh my
Right.
God, they're fascist. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Did we
So
play those clips last week on the Europe's response to
I think you played one about, yeah, the prime min I think you did. One of the representatives in the UK Parliament
right.
talked about that.
They're getting ready for us. They're not fucking around.
No,
I mean, they're arming people in Greenland, right? They have like soldiers going to Greenland, you know,
it
getting
ended up being like,
yeah.
here's the problem, and this has been the problem that hasn't been really covered. And I know that the centrist side of the empire, because there isn't really a left in the
Right.
empire, in the United States, has been trying to spin it that Europe stood up to Trump.
Right.
Kind of, not really. Why? Because the head of NATO, a guy who's the former PM of the Netherlands, who calls Trump "daddy, daddy," came out and said, "Oh no, I talked to Trump. We're gonna give him full access to Greenland and all this, like the 1957 stuff." And people are furious. Maloney came out from Italy and said, "You know what we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? We're gonna kick out the bases. Do you want me to invade a McDonald's?" So they're completely feckless.
Right.
You know, the European leadership is completely feckless. They don't know what to do. Now they're talking about investments from China, like Macron was talking about that. But then his finance minister was threatening China that they would crush them
Because these
economically.
are rich people that have no experience dealing with real world issues. Have their thumbs up their asses. They don't come from the military. They don't have military experience. They're frat boys at the best.
Rich kids.
Rich kids. What do we do? I fucking don't know.
And just as much as the left got killed off in the United States,
Mhm.
it got killed off here in Europe.
Yeah.
It's either relegated to like, those lefties, they're pro-Islamic people. You know,
Right.
they're always with the Palestine shit. Or, you know, because
I mean,
that shit
Congress
happens.
Run on for what, 75 years? It's longer than you or I have been alive. I mean,
Yeah.
And we're in our 50s and we're like, what the fuck's going on? It's like,
Yeah, but What I'm saying is all the shit that's playing out there is playing out here. The only difference is
Right.
the reality is that Europe has been a vassal to the United States for a long time. It's benefited some people who are wealthy here.
Right.
A lot of the people who were Nazis who managed to, after World War II, stay and keep their wealth because their asses didn't get hung, them and their children benefited from it.
Right.
And the relationship was great. You want me to do this? Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go kill a whole bunch of these brown people. Even the killing of Patrice Lumumba in Congo had a CIA element to it.
Oh yeah.
Which is hilarious to me because when Africans say, "Oh, Europe," I'm like, no, Europe is like the underboss. They're the boss, right?
Right.
Like, don't look at us as being like, "Oh, we're cool." We're not. It's a criminal organization. So now the European leadership, the elites, are caught in a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The quandary is this. We have Trump who's shitting down our face publicly, not privately, because he could do that anytime. I'm sure you could find any phone calls with name a president shitting down their face privately. He did it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And the European population is waking up going, wait a fucking second. I thought we were partners with these motherfuckers. What do you mean we're vassals to them? What do you mean you can take my shit? At the same time, they were cool with us taking the shit from Venezuela.
Right.
Because they were like, yeah, let's go take it. Well, wait, Greenland? Hold on. So the European elite now are caught between two things. The American elite and the dormant beast of the European population, which, by the way, was placated by social programs like healthcare and all the other stuff, which they're starting to cut here.
Right, exactly.
Which is going to cause a whole other shit that's going to blow up. So,
exactly.
We share a lot of the same problems. I recommend people to go out and start seeing other voices on the outside, to start realizing how organized the right is, but really the Trump faction. And it really comes down to the multinational corporations.
Right.
That's how you do it. So, yeah, I mean, they can complain as much as they want, but really what they're doing is trying to do damage control because they're afraid that once the people figure out, what do you mean I'm a slave to the United States? What do you mean you fucking sold us out? You know, there's graffiti I saw in Italy that said something to the effect of, it said, and it was in Italian, Maloney, don't you know that fascists are always better with their feet up? Which is a reference to Mussolini.
Right.
So shit's gonna get hot, you know, not just there in the States. It's gonna get hot here too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, don't think that I'm safe. I'm not. You know, I'm waiting for the powder keg to go.
You know? Make her clear that room for me, bro.
Oh, you got a room. You'll have backup though, so that's good.
I mean, we just have to take everything in stride, not stress out. You know, this is it's our fight, but it's not our time yet. We're the reserves because we're our little walkers.
Yep.
We just let the white folks figure it out, you know, because we're not gonna, you know.
I almost feel like we have to check in on them every once in a while.
Right, right.
Fucking figured it out yet? Like, have you finally fucking figured it out?
You gotta be like the Indians on the res, like, oh, that's interesting.
I always felt that Mad Max the series should end.
Right.
The series should be completed where you pan out and you see some indigenous Australian brothers just walking by like fucking shit hasn't even affected them going fucking crazy white people.
It should be where he actually finds civilization. It's all Aborigines running casinos and everything looks
like
modern day.
What's wrong with you guys?
You guys still fighting in the desert?
Like shit. I mean, they could survive in those environments. They knew those environments like the back of their fucking hand.
Right.
And here they are fighting over gasoline. It just fucking kills me, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, I hear you.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mad Max was gas. They had the pig shit to fuel, and then you had water was the last one, right?
Yeah. And I'm thinking through this whole thing, you know, that would just be like the touch of grace, like just saying, No. It's just you're fucking crazy. And stupid. Like, as though people don't survive in the deserts. Like, for example, most people don't realize that the Sahara is not uninhabited.
Right.
There are tribes that live in those conditions and know how to live in those conditions. It's like,
That's
man,
caves in Afghanistan. People were living there. We're dropping bombs on people on horseback because they're just knocking out a pipeline, and that's the really real reason why we attacked them. Bin Laden was in caves. These people just keep destroying the pipeline every time they rebuild it. Which was like the book of Boba Fett talked about that a little bit, with the sand people and the
well, the sand people,
like,
the sand people were taken from the Fremen,
right from the Fremen, yes,
and Dune, and that's why I love that series so much. Unfortunately, Star Wars came out first,
right.
But you read that series, you're like, this is a complete deconstruction of colonialism and the hero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you. We're the reserves, but man, there are times I'm like, do you fucking guys get it?
Right.
And they'll say, well, we got to forget about race. Can't forget about race. It's part of class. It's
it's part of the structure.
Yeah.
I honestly think, there has to be a different approach.
Yeah.
Dressing up in costumes and provoking police is not going to work. How about something radical like the Dalai Lama would do? Like
not sucking some kids.
That's
the
early Dalai Lama. Like how about a meditation sit-in where people are
they're doing the prayers,
and then just like in mass, like around the world. Because if everything's frequency and vibration, then technically, if we think that, and if reality is basically what's in front of us, if our brains are actually constructing this, then can't we just meditate our way out of these things? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, are we going to? If we want to really test the limits of physics and our reality of what this place is,
maybe but you might be going to the Martin Luther King way.
No, because if you get fucked up, you just have your machine gun right next to you. We're gonna meditate, but I got my AK-47 right here. You fucking touch me, you're dead.
Right.
They're not going to attack an armed population. Look at all these KKK rallies and things where they're armed and they're demonstrating in these open carry states. Even in Washington, D.C., did they get attacked? No. Little Rock, Arkansas, they get attacked? No. So Democrats need to fucking arm up and start demonstrating peacefully. But I got my gun. You're going to spray me. You're going to get shot.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is we have to be aware, and this is why the history is very important. It's important to organize, but it's important to keep COINTELPRO very much in the front of our minds.
Absolutely.
Because they're
read that book.
They fucking know how to infiltrate. And that's how they managed to purge so many of us.
Yeah.
Was through that. So it's very important then to realize, the guy who's saying some shit might be actually the guy who's the Fed.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I'm not a Fed, not me. But I do have that.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
I got it.
Awesome. Man, that looks.
U.S. Riot Commission's report. What happened? Why did it happen? What can be done? Report of National Advisory Commission on Civil Disorders. Right. This is it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's important.
People sleep on me.
we got to know our history because the history will tell us the tactics they're going to use to try to stomp down on us.
Right. And then this horse shit.
The magic bullet.
The magic bullet theory.
And they had people believing that shit for years.
But what most people really need to read is.
What's that?
The Communist Manifesto.
Oh, yes. Now, if you really want to, and it's really dry, Das Kapital.
And
yeah.
Meditations in Philosophy.
Oh, man, I used to have that copy. I had a philosophy course I had to do on Descartes. Yeah, I had that same cover. Holy shit, I haven't seen that since college.
Wow.
And that's in the 90s.
And then And we read this in middle school. Now it's college reading. That just shows you how the education system is fucked up. Things fall apart.
Mm.
Good stuff, you know. A lot of good books, you know. No, they're referring more books than comics, you know. It's like, but, you know.
Well, as creators, it's important. As adults, we should. What
And you
was
did
that?
a little bit of this too.
Some Archie. Archie.
We're not all on business today.
Archie joins ICE.
Hey, I don't know. Did you ever see? I don't know if you remember. I did a proposal years ago to talk about 9/11, and Archie and I wrote them a proposal called "War and Archie Goes to War," and they didn't steal the title, but they actually in their article they said Archie Goes to War, and they made it World War II, which was lame. No fucking 8-year-old cares a shit about that.
That's so safe.
But it's so it's just like I gave them a proposal that included like the demographics, the military stores of selling comics and stuff, because you know they used to sell comic books in the military PX stores, and it was a way to encourage patriotism, but also to raise questions about what happened in 9/11. And this is like maybe like 5 years after 9/11.
Wow.
Maybe they'll do it at some point, but it's just like I doubt it. But it's like, but I mean, Archie Comics. I gave this proposal to them many years ago, a script with artwork, and I did like 8 covers of Archie going to war. But they didn't go for it. I showed it to a lot of comic people in New York, and they were like, "This is a great idea." But no, what did they do instead? They had Archie and Kiss, and Archie and all this other bullshit, like whatever.
It's because art is seen as commercial. It's not seen as something to say something.
Right.
I remember years ago, I had sent a submission into Marvel about the Black Panther, and my whole pitch was the idea that he was kind of like a James Bond that had mechs and stuff, and he would fight the Red Skull, and it was about the Red Skull in Africa, and dealing with like a white supremacist type network that he's fighting against. I just got a response back, and I was penciling. You might try to learn how to improve your inking skills. I'm like, what?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like dumb shit. So whenever there's bad news for Marvel, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like you give them the fucking Cubans, and they're like, I like Marlboro.
Oh yeah.
It's like what?
Talk about Joey Quesada.
Yeah, exactly.
Quesadilla.
Look at this. So this is one. This was like the 3rd issue. You see that? Fucking. This is like for Iraq and Afghanistan. Archie Goes to War. This was like,
wow.
This is like, imagine if they went this way. So you got the soldier there, and you got the child.
Yeah.
And then you got, let's see, there's another one here. That was issue 2.
Wow.
The first,
you really did that Archie style really good, man.
They hated it. They didn't like it. Like 9/11.
Wow.
And then my favorite cover was, oh, whoops, this one can't. That one's not working. Let me see. I gotta do the preview window for the other one. Yeah, I mean, you think they would have jumped on that, like, hey, that's
They don't want to rock the boat.
They don't want to rock the boat.
They don't want to rock the boat. They want to pretend they rock the boat.
Right. Exactly.
And that's part of the problem with this whole fake woke that they have, because it's fake woke.
Yeah, it's not.
They want to pretend like, oh, we got a black Superman. Oh, look how edgy that is.
But it's not. But it's
lazy. Asian. I really don't care. It's still a guy.
Clark Kent. It's not the actual. It's not the actual black Superman from the comics. So like,
right. But we got an Asian super. It's just marketing stunts. It's not
right. That's all it is. It's just marketing stunts. That they're not really about trying to really enlighten people to like, oh, there is a black Superman in the comic books forever. In a different world. They're not doing that.
No. And it goes back to, I think the last, like, one of my favorite directors is John Carpenter.
Oh yeah, he's great.
I fucking love John Carpenter. And I don't think is as strong as a movie as the first one, which was Escape from New York.
Right.
Although watching Escape from LA is very interesting to watch now. But the president in that, like he was seeing, we're gonna get a fucking evangelical nutball as a president. And when you watch the beginning of that, it is hilarious, but it is eerie.
Oh yeah, it's fucking.
You know, so
I
yeah,
mean,
but they don't make carpenters anymore, or they don't allow carpenters to be promoted.
right.
You know, uh, they don't let that to be promoted anymore, and I think that's part of the problem. We think there aren't any more carpenters. There might be. You know, we're basically relegated into the indie side, sort of obscure comic book side of things. So I imagine there's directors out there who are relegated into the same spot as we are.
Right. Now look at this. I
Certainly.
didn't know this. I was just typing in Archie Goes to War to show you that next image to see if it was online, and they actually did Archie Goes to War on Riverdale season 5, episode 4. I had no idea. I never watched that.
Oh wow!
Like
Was it like World War II or?
I know they did a World War II comic book. I don't know. This one says in Riverdale season 5, following 7-year time jump, Andrews returns to serving the army, having fought in a war, suffered PTSDs after being wounded. That's basically my story. In my story, he lost his leg. What the fuck? See, apparently they did it in the show. They actually made it so. That's fucking hilarious. But they said, what's up with this war Archie was in? But they don't really, I guess it's not clear as to what war he served in.
Again, being fucking safe.
It's like that Top Gun 2 where you don't know who the fucking enemy is, right?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to disclose something that's probably going to.
And this is what they came up with. Was this? They came up with this shit. Archie Goes to War, 1941. But I was like, what?
I'll be honest with you. I have never had the urge, and I have never watched Top Gun.
Really?
Nope. Never watched Top Gun.
That's all Biden shtick. I mean, you watch Top Gun,
me,
you watch
it's just
Joe
like,
Biden with his little pilot glasses. Which was George Bush's stick too. They're both Top Gun fans.
Yeah, it is. Even when I was young and I wasn't really all that aware, it just reeked of military industrial complex propaganda. It's like you should be paying me to watch it.
Right.
Because you're pushing, it's especially after it was just I don't have any desire to. I know there's a lot of people who are fans of it. Kudos to you.
Right.
But I'm proud I never saw that shit because.
Right. Oh, you're not missing much. It's basically, the whole white savior.
That's probably why I was like,
Yeah, I love Tom Cruise as an actor. I think he's a great actor, but he's in a lot of white savior films, especially The Last Samurai. It's like, come on. Are you going to tell me that all these samurais couldn't do it? But
they're being trained since they're like 6.
Right, exactly. They're like,
and some white dude
just comes along and it's like he's footloosing over here with the fucking Brits. Same thing. Avatar is another white flight movie, but they got rid of the white guy in the first movie. But you have the spirit of the white man and this clone of a blue alien, and again, it's colonization.
Well, I would say that Avatar is a little different. You are right in that regard. But what's different, if you look at it from the perspective that it's an opportunity to deconstruct the colonization mindset. Because, yes, it is very much all about colonization. But it's interesting, though, they kind of tell on themselves.
Right.
They're like, because Jake's character is like, oops, I fucked up.
Right.
I caused all those problems.
Right.
So from that perspective, it was interesting. I thought it was interesting, too, that at least they made aliens that look good. They didn't look like scary shit that you're like, oh my God, right? Yeah, there is that side to it too, though, where it can be criticized. The white guy comes and helps everybody solve all their fucking problems. But really, if you watch the movie,
did you see the third movie? Did you see the new one?
I haven't seen it yet, and I'm a little.
I don't want to spoil it, but there is a new white savior that comes along.
Oh God, they couldn't even get a black dude.
You know, it's funny
Well,
that
Native American dude.
I mean, Zoe Saldana is in that movie.
Yeah, but
She's black, but right, but
she's
she's
Dominican.
Dominican, yeah, but Afro
You
black,
know. Yeah, you know how they feel about that. They
Afro Latina, yeah, but
Afro Latina.
yeah,
But does she acknowledge her Afro side? Because a lot of Dominicans are like, no, man,
yeah. I'm white.
I'm white.
I remember this Dominican guy who's when I worked in the South Bronx. He was screaming the N-word at a black kid, and I was like, dude, you're darker than him. And he had straight. He said, "No, man, look at my hair. My hair's straight. I am white." And I'm like, colonization. Like the dude was literally calling the guy the N-word, and I was like, "You're 3 shades darker than that black kid." But he's the N-word. I don't understand that. And you
Oh
think
yeah, well,
white?
that's
You think you're white? Like, some of my Colombian relatives are like, "I'm white." Like, no, you're not fucking. You're darker than me. I'm fucking an albino compared to you. It's like
even if they were lily
I
white,
don't even consider myself white. It's like,
even if they were lily white, and I know this, you know, my wife's Portuguese, right?
mhm,
And we grew up in Canada.
mhm.
If you're a Southern European, you were not treated full white.
Right,
You're still treated like below. Full white in the
right,
whiteness sphere is English.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
full stop.
right.
In terms of the Avatar thing, actually, thinking of it,
Right.
I that aspect of the white savior shit, I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, there were whites in Colombia that were Scottish um, that were running plantations, and they were not even considered full white.
No,
They were considered Creoles because they were born not in Europe, but they were born in Colombia, so they're the Creoles. So,
yep.
like I said, white people don't like each other.
Yeah. That's actually there's a video I saw in passing. Now that you bring it up,
Mhm,
a young woman, she was white in the
mhm.
United States, went to go. It was something to do with student assistance from the government,
Right.
and it asks you for race.
Mm.
And she clicked white, and it went to the next page. She was saying, I don't know how real this is, but it asked what type of white.
They have it for Latino. Are you an
But they
African?
have like
Are you a white Latino?
Irish,
Where are you from? Yeah.
Scott, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Before I just click off white, and that was
Right.
I'm through.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
gotten more complicated. Same thing with the Latino. You put Hispanic. Are you African Hispanic, Black Hispanic? How do you identify? Are you this? I was like, they're doing this to get ready those concentration camps. I've been saying it. Just like people were
yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm gay, I'm bisexual, I'm this, I'm that." I was like, they're trying to figure out where do we categorize you? Where, which camp do you go to? You know, I'm this, I'm that. It's just like, hey, I'm all for self-expression, you know. I didn't
Mhm.
realize until maybe 2 years ago that I was actually a lesbian. You know, I didn't realize that, but reading these terminologies, I was like, oh, I can identify like, as a lesbian. I didn't realize that. When I write, I mean, I just wrote a song. I was like, wow, it sounds like a woman wrote this, It's like I can tap into that feminine side of me quite easily. All right. But
Which just shows how crazy
right.
a lot of these definitions are, right?
That's like it's
Like, why do we have to label everything?
right.
Why do we have to put everything into little boxes?
Right.
And it comes down to that's how they control us.
Right. It's all about control.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
all
it is.
about control.
System of control, and they're like in the guise of independence, like disguised as identification. Anything that deals with identification, I think personally, there goes my paranoid Gen X mind, is bad. Don't tell everybody everything about yourself. Don't tell everybody. Keep some things secret. Don't post your fucking problems online. And and we all went through it. I went through it, posting too much information online. Like, I like to piss off my relatives and say, "Oh yeah, Happy Easter. By the way, this is a pagan origin. This is asterisk."
But you know what? That's not posting your shit. That's just posting an opinion. posting your own shit is like,
I love it.
yeah, so I got a hangnail, I got this, you start talking about all your like physical stuff, and then everybody knows way too much about you.
Right.
At least you're just shit destroying.
I'm not posting my turds. I don't know if I ever did that, but it's like,
do people do that?
There's this guy that I knew that actually did when the beginning of Facebook actually posted his turds. He was like, it's an art movement. Like they actually he must have been one of the first people to get flagged on Facebook. But he basically argued that it was his artistic expression, and he was like, he had different turds and different toilets. And apparently it was an art thing that he did for his class that he presented his art piece. People had different art pieces and he presented photographs of his shit.
Did he title it, "That's Some Shit"?
He was saying art is this is art. Art is shit.
This is my shit.
Like he actually handed that in as an assignment. Like what?
Wow.
It was like 12. Oh, no, maybe it was 11. It was an odd, it wasn't an even. I think it was an odd number. It was 11 toilets or something like around the city.
Wow.
Did
he get a good grade?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because if he did, he's brilliant. I mean,
but the funny thing was that it turned into a contest in our magazine where name that toilet. And we actually did a contest. This is in the days of 11210 magazine, which was like an art magazine in Brooklyn that I participated in. I wouldn't say I'm one of the founders, but it was a bunch of guys from college, and I submitted stuff, and they asked me to draw a toilet. And we actually had a real contest with real prize money, and somebody actually won it. I think it was like a total of all the restaurants and clubs in Brooklyn and Williamsburg. We shot the toilet, and someone had to it was a quiz, like which toilet is which. It was, and someone actually won the prize. It was $3,000.
Wow.
But somebody actually figured it out. Like people were like on the hunt looking for these toilets, like trying to figure out which toilet was.
It's like Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go.
Right, it's Pokemon Go. But it all stemmed from this one guy who wasn't an SVA. He was at this other school, but I think he might have been NYU or something, but he showed us these photos of his shit. And we were like, wow, that's pretty cool.
I hope, please, I hope he said, do you want to see some shit?
Right, you want to see some shit?
Want to see some real shit?
That's what you won't find people trying to post that as art nowadays, right?
No.
It's like, I think we were different. We're a different breed,
I think they're actually selling it at the art galleries, though.
They're probably,
because there's some rich asshole who's like, I bought this shit.
I want this.
It was great.
Well, who was the artist that had the shit in the can? That's in the fucking. It's in the.
I just remember the guy who he recently did it, and recently, like 5 years ago, in old man terms, and it was nothing. It was like he called it an invisible sculpture. There's nothing there,
right?
And he sold nothing for like millions of dollars, and it was to prove how absurd. Right. He also did the one with the banana and the duct tape.
Yes, the banana and the duct. That was the same guy.
The same guy, yeah, it's the same guy. And I'm like, the art
$100,000 for banana and the duct tape. Yeah.
The art in that is ballsy and bullshitty enough to sell it to morons.
Right.
We're going to pay millions. There is no, like, a lot of people get upset. Oh my God, they sold it for $1 million. I'm like, you don't get it. One, that's where the rich park their money. And two, it's the art is being a bullshitter.
Yeah. That's what I tell my AP students. It's the art of bullshit.
It's bullshitting. It's bullshitting.
How big of a con artist are you?
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I remember art class in high school. Our art teacher couldn't teach you perspective or any of that. I had to learn that on my own.
Right.
But she would get us to, I don't know, it wasn't a bad exercise. Get us to look at a painting, tell us how it feels, and all this other stuff.
Right.
And I was notorious with my friends, my classmates, because I'd be like, yeah, watch this. And I put my hand out, and I come up with some bullshit. Oh, yeah, and it kind of da-da-da-da-da. And they just look at me like, you're a fucking bullshitter. And I'm like, that's what they're asking us to do, the bullshit.
They're asking us to the more shit you can talk.
Yeah, it's just shit talking.
The more shit you can talk, the better your art is. That's really
nothing to do with skills, like Forget about that. Not realism, rendering, inking, color. No, it's bullshit.
I had a suggestion. And
Okay.
maybe we could talk about this after because we're running up on the hour. But I was actually thinking about inviting guests to our show, artists that worked on more comic books, historical comic books. What do you think about that? You think that might be?
I'm down with it.
You're down with that? I
I'm
think
down
that's
with that.
cool. I think we're on episode 18. We have to up the ante a little bit and you know, and then put them on the hot seat. Let's see what they think about what's going on. You know, let's.
Sounds good. And you know, there's some people I can get like economists.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If
And
you
then,
ever want to,
and then we'll
or
just,
an economist to come on and be a guest.
and it's going to be interesting because you know I think you and I are similar politically leaning.
Yeah, we are.
I think it'd be more fun to throw someone in there that's in the opposite.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like rats in a cage.
We're more like a cat and a mouse.
A cat and a mouse.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you know, I think
Have a
that
little fire.
that may be a little fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to see what happens.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it. I'm
we could call it temperance.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you can probably already gather that I'm a bit argumentative. Now,
Yeah.
Susie, my wife, will probably laugh at that a bit.
Yeah.
And
We'll probably lose a lot of friends, but
you know, I'll have to say something, and maybe if some of my friends are listening or they eventually listen to this. I can be a sledgehammer with them. There's one friend in particular, but some of them have come back to me and said, "How did you fucking know?"
right.
And it's just like, because I'm not looking at politics. I'm looking at it as a mob.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so yeah, we might lose friends, but maybe down the road they might come back going, yeah, it's
Exactly.
kind of stupid.
Well, you know, that's the thing. I find it I respect everyone's opinion, even if they're wrong. But it's but you know, I think that, you know, the beauty of being in this country is having the right to say what we can say, even if it's total bullshit, you know, like a lot of people don't agree with me and they don't agree with my philosophy on life. And that's fine. I don't get mad about it. That's just, you're free. And I guess that's because I grew up in a religion which was like, don't get involved in politics.
Right.
Don't have an opinion. And I guess that's what took me so long to get into that mode of you know, people, you know, like, I guess I've always been open to people's opinions, you know, regardless of, and a lot of religious people, even if they don't vote, are right-wing leaning, believe it or not, you know. So I find that interesting, but this is kind of like what I'm thinking of. This
Sounds good.
This is what I'm seeing here. This is in our next episode.
Level. Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, I have to say, I'm cool with what anyone wants to think.
Right. Yeah.
My thing is, don't try to get me to think what you want.
You're thinking, yes, yeah, I agree.
Because that's colonization.
Yes, yeah.
Now,
I don't try to convince anybody of anything at this stage in my life. You know, because I was raised trying to convince people that the world was ending.
Yeah.
We're still here.
And I think that's a very Western thing.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're having a hard time reading China.
Right.
Because China's not a culture like that. They're like, hey, you just want to trade some stuff. It's very different.
Right.
But what the West is very much about, I need you to believe. It doesn't have to be Christianity.
Or I'll kill you.
or we'll kill you, yeah. And that's why we're like, oh man, we got to go kill those people to give them democracy.
Right.
We got to go kill those people and give them Christianity. We got to go kill those people to give them
Right.
demo.
We have to kill a red heifer to bring about the prophecy,
Right.
so that we can, so that Jesus could come back and kill all the Jews. That's Christianity. That's something that people will not admit to, but that's exactly what the Christian Zionist is about, which I've explained to many Jewish Zionists. It's like, the only reason why the Christian Zionists support you because they want you to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
the Israelis do understand that very well. They're like, these dumbass Christians are giving us billions of dollars because we're to kill the Muslims because they think that Jesus is going to come back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They don't
And they're like,
they think that the Christian Zionists are morons. Yeah,
and
they really do.
and they're like, the Messiah is going to come back, but it ain't Jesus. So it's like dueling messiahs. It's like, and this is the insanity of the world, you know. It's like,
And I have to say that in the end, they risk no one getting it.
right.
And that the reality is, we're dealing with, we got a Bronze Age religion
Right.
with 21st century weapons.
Right. Not
Like,
good.
I hate to say it, but and many people are going to think I'm crazy, but we technically should be coming to the realization that warfare is insane now. Like, it's not even an option. It's just like,
Right.
we should all go, yeah, we'll all kill each other.
Put them in a boxing ring. Settle your differences.
Yeah, it's not even like with swords, right?
Right.
You
It's
know.
like, it doesn't make any fucking sense that in the 21st century that any country goes to war. And most people don't want to go to war.
They don't. A lot of it's just to keep the businesses running.
Right. It's a business.
Yeah.
America goes to war to make money. And if they could throw some religion behind it, so be it. As long as the needs meet the ends of their profit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, again,
they convince us that it's human nature.
it's human nature.
That's why I'm not a big fan of human nature.
Right.
whole
That's why
thing
I'm
of
not a fan
nature.
of humans, you know. It's like,
Because I'm like, where are you
for a
going with
bunch
that?
of people who are like wanting to go to heaven, they're doing everything in their power not to, according to their it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I
I
mean?
want to make
It's
one
like,
last point about Avatar.
go ahead.
I think it would have been better.
What's that?
I think it would have been cooler, but he probably wouldn't have gotten the budget for it. If it was a Native American brother who went to Pandora.
That would make more sense.
And here he is seeing what is being done to these people that he signed up. And now he has to, he's realizing, holy shit, they did this to my people. That would have made more sense.
Right.
But the problem is, and I love Cameron's pieces, beautiful designs, I have to say.
Yeah.
Stunning, beautiful.
Yeah.
He's a white dude. He's an old white dude.
Right.
So I don't expect much from him because he's an old white dude, right? I mean, that's about as much we're getting from. But I think it would have been cool that way, or a black person.
But you know what would happen if it was a black person or a Native person? Why they wouldn't do that? Because they'd be like, oh, we're going to bring these avatars back to the neighborhood. We're going to take the fucking planet over in these avatars.
We're going back to Earth.
We're going back. Give me some of these fucking, bring some of these coffins over here. We're going to set up our own like avatar war. It's like,
it would have been so much cooler that way because now you're dealing with the conflict.
Right.
Of a person who is witnessing what his ancestors went through.
And they never show you what the condition of the earth is.
Nah, it's a far gone conclusion.
Is it that all the whites killed everybody else, so now they have to conquer someone else?
Right.
Because there's not even black soldiers in that movie, right?
But I think he grew up in.
That was it.
Actually, yeah, they didn't have anyone with Af. Meanwhile, the body types, I think it's Sudanese.
Right.
If you see Sudanese women and Sudanese men, that really elongated body type for the Navi, that was taken from them.
Really?
Yeah. There's just that really, and I think the designs are beautiful, but I always thought, it's still too white.
Right.
And when I watch it, because I watch it from the perspective of how you could make it better. or how you could spin it that would make it more sense. Because I watch movies like that a lot. Susie and I are notorious. Like, how would you do this? Well, maybe we could spin it this way, or it would have been better if it spun that way.
Right.
That would be my takeaway. I think it would have been more powerful.
Yeah. No, that makes
Instead,
but you can see the dilemma. The dilemma is like, we're gonna take these avatars and take over.
Yeah, but it ends up
We're taking the land back, boys.
It ends up being a white guilty conscience.
And there you go, right there.
Yeah. People don't realize how much African design is ripped off, and African bodies and African things are ripped.
Oh yeah, for real.
The Star Wars movies, Phantom Menace, those droids, that was taken from African art. Like literally lifted. They actually said it. We actually got the design.
I mean, even Picasso, all these artists were taken from African art, African sculpture.
Yeah. And in the case of Picasso, he actually said it.
Yeah,
I'm ripping them off.
Yeah. I'm a genius.
I'm like, all right.
Well, call us cubism. Yeah. It's 3 hours and 4 minutes. We hit our mark.
We hit our mark. Yeah. Yeah.
We're having too much fun here.
Yeah, we'll have to. So we'll have a guest the next time.
Yeah, we'll see if we can work it out. I was thinking. Well, I'll tell you offline who I'm thinking of.
Can we call it Thunderdome?
Thunderdome.
Two may enter, one may leave.
Right. And if you have any suggestions, we can. Anyone out there, or if you, Miguel, have any suggestions, we can. Of who I think I have a little laundry list of people I want to probably bring on and talk about.
Okay. Well, I have
fix it up.
I'll probably bring in more people who help explain certain things. Like I did comics for The Economist, Steve King.
Oh, nice.
And Steve would be very good to explain how the economy works and why economics is bullshit.
Yep.
So that might be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to see some other people, but yeah, people that have done stuff for.
Yeah,
interesting.
I think it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Let's open up Pandora's box. Yeah. I gotta go out and shovel now. I mean, if you can see, this thing is not letting up at all. It's like this thing is like.
I don't miss the Northeast.
I mean, look at this. This is like, it's still going.
Holy shit.
That's over a foot. That's
fuck it. I'm not going outside weather.
Right.
Just go back to sleep. Screw that shit.
That's gonna. I mean, I think they were saying 17 inches. It just might be because that's coming. That's going strong.
Wow.
You know.
Wow, that's great. That's.
Yeah, and.
That's
Let's
crazy.
do it. With that, let's add this to the stage.
The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared?
Take two. Hold on, we fucked up.
I'm
just like, just press the button. It's cued.
I'm gonna have to shave this beard. The hairs keep going up my nose. It's annoying.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it when we get older, right? We just have.
Yeah, no, it's annoying. I'm always like this on the show, going like this.
Ears, me with my little beads over here in my ears. I'm just like, what is this?
Right.
The guy was like trying to. I had it on for 2 days. I was like, oh, this thing's irritating. It's like digging into your ear, like this magnet thing, like supposed to help with organs and stuff. I could have left it on for 4 days, but no. That's a Friday. Today, it's like 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, I'm done. All right.
Right. Wow, yeah, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it gets itchy. I was like, what? It's like this medical tape with these beads on my ears. But
masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives. Running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep in